New York make a name for itself because of who we are.
Right.
Everything that we do in New York is different, respectfully to everybody. The attitude, the street racing and the highway.
You buy a 340, you drop it off at the shop, you pick it up, you race it, you hold the brake and the gas, and you win. Yeah. There's no emotional attachment when it comes to the build. There's no emotional anything.
We had a situation before we came over here, even to come into your podcast.
Well, talk about it. What was it back and forth?
Y'all guys is new. Y'all never been around.
We all grown-ass, man. We all have...
That don't matter, though.
No, but I'm saying we all have rules in this shop.
I'm glad you said that.
Yeah,
because I was 100% ready to come here 20, 30 deep.
Welcome back to another episode of the Street Alpha Podcast. I'm your host, Tukes. We got my guy, Josh, here.
What up?
And today we have legends in the building. And more so legends when it comes to filming in the streets and also prepping. So very important roles in both aspects of the street racing scene. I can relate when it comes to filming, not from the street racing aspect, but in terms of filming and production and so on. So we're going to have a lot of talks about track prep, filming, and a little bit of the history of these legends today who have made a big influence in the street racing community. So let's give it up for Global Street Films. We have Hector and Grim. Let's clap it up for Captain Grim.
OG.
So you guys drove out here from the Bronx.
Yes, sir.
Terrible drive, huh?
Yeah. It's all right.
Rush hour? Was it rush hour for you guys?
Not really. It was just a little traffic accident here and there.
Yeah, we had Ange come out from Jersey.
And
it was like a crazy drive for him.
That's your best buddy right there.
So I'm sure you guys have a lot to talk about because you guys, to me personally, I feel like you guys are like, when it comes to New York street racing or anything New York related, this is it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. A lot of the people who are in the scene, I'm not going to say they're from Long Island, but it's a different kind of vibe. You know what I'm saying? When you're from Long Island and you're from the city. So yeah. I'm born and raised on Long Island. I can't relate to more so Bronx, Manhattan area. So it's a whole different perspective in terms of living in the suburbs and living in the Bronx and so on. So I definitely want to get that perspective when it comes to street racing and having even having a car, because I'm a Honda guy, and a lot of the time, you know, you can't really park your car outside if you got some shit going on in it.
I don't
know. Curious about that too. We're gonna talk about that. But what I want to get into is more so your backgrounds, how you guys got into street racing, because I'm sure you guys started with street racing first before you got into filming, right?
We still is.
Yeah. Right. So what was your first car?
My first car?
Yeah, your first car.
Yeah, listen.
Not like your first car driving, but the first car that like you started racing with, I would say.
Oh, it was a Charger.
Oh, Charger?
Yeah, 06.
Interesting. So what year was that?
This like what?
2012 and on, maybe?
20, yeah, around there, because I was actually a show car guy. I was actually doing shows, like car shows and stuff. Yeah, I was part of Auto Club and all that. Then after that, like, I got into it wasn't really catching my attention no more.
He took an L, and then he decided to build his car.
What was the L?
His car.
So what was your car?
My first car was a Mitsubishi Eclipse GST. DSM.
Oh, word? My boy's he's into DSMs. Nice. Yeah. He's still building one. Only problem is the parts for those.
Yes, I got that original first car is sitting in my fucking garage. No motor. The motor's separate, and then I got a new shell that I'm supposed to swap everything over to. But cool car, you know what I mean? Yeah. I grew up around that car. Obviously, Fast and Furious, Brian O'Connor. I was in that vibe. It was a decent car. It's not. 67, 65 precision turbo, 1,000cc injectors, made decent power, but you got to deal with the reliability issues.
Those cars always break, man.
I just stopped being a fan after that, you know?
Yeah.
Then moved on to the muscle world, but yeah.
So how was it going from that to like the muscle world? Because it's like kind of different.
Yeah, it is different. I guess if you're like a car geek, DSMs have always been like a Chrysler thing.
Yeah.
And I've always loved Dodge and muscle cars, so I wanted to stay Chrysler.
Oh, that makes sense.
Even when I wanted to get, that car, my parents got me that car when I graduated.
Okay.
You know? And I wanted to have a muscle car, but mother told me if I get a fucking muscle car, I'm gonna crash and die. So she figured she's gonna get me a Japanese car. You get a little JDM car, and
yeah, okay.
Jokes on her, it was a turbo car. So
facts.
I still built it, still did my thing. But I was still in that same realm of people who liked American cars, kind of still like DSMs. But once I got into the Hemi life and V8s, different world, different kind of respect when it comes to cars. 'Cause everyone treats Japs a certain way and muscle cars a certain way.
100%.
But what I will say is I had a lot more fun with the community and the events when I had the Mitsubishi, for sure.
Yeah, because it's more, I feel like, well, I don't want to say it's more relatable, but I feel like you have a little bit more fun building those, because it's more like a garage car. Like you build it in your garage.
Yeah.
And, you know, you learn a lot with those cars, the JDM cars.
You could definitely be a kid with that car. And then
no, 100%.
There were much more track events and shit, so I was very, like, outside all the time with that car.
Are you still building it?
Sort of.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm still going to put it together. I have a GSX shell that everything's being swapped over to.
Oh, word?
I still have the motor, trans. Everything is going to happen at some point. It's just the Challenger starts every day, and I appreciate that. So it just stirred, like, I lost kind of my love for the car shit, you know, with the other one. But, I mean, hopefully over time you build that back, you know, and eventually bring it back.
It's tough. Like I said, my friend is in the same position. All he got to do is do a wire harness, and it's been sitting since last year because he don't want to deal with the shit.
Know how that is.
But I mean, not even with those cars. It could be Hondas too.
Any build, any especially a 90s car.
Even my G8, my G8 is going through the same.
Yeah,
shit.
that's true.
The Pontiac G8.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually wanted that car back in the day. It was between that and the S2000, and I don't know. It's like a weird.
I would
option.
pick the S2000 to be honest.
I took the S2000.
Yeah.
But the G8, I just wanted something that like could make power. You know what I'm saying? For I don't want to say a little cheaper, but it's more available for parts when it comes to that.
It is.
So after the Charger, right? That was your first car. Did you started street racing with that or?
No, that was the first car I actually started street racing with.
Okay.
Like really getting outside and doing. This guy right here bust my eyes, bro. Swear to God.
With the Eclipse?
No, the Charger. I mean the Challenger.
So Challenger and you had a Charger.
Yeah. And then I came out on street tires. He was in a Hoosier. Just fucked me up. Like literally lined up right next to him. I was spinning like all the way to the 8th, going sideways. I wasn't trying to let go and lose.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to hold on to this. Guy just fly by me. I'm like, damn, I got set up. But
you know, it's almost like a horror story moment, you know, where something happens and it taunts you forever.
Yeah.
He spun badly in that race, and look at him now. He's the king of prep. You learn something from that.
That's actually funny. That's pretty ironic, actually.
That is pretty ironic.
Yeah, that's pretty ironic.
It is.
That's funny. So with that car, were you guys learning about the car scene at that time, or you kind of like, or street racing, or you guys kind of?
I was already around it. It's just I never got involved fixing like me myself doing it.
Right.
Never got involved. So now after that car, I started getting involved with everything.
I guess to give you like a time frame, I got my Eclipse in around 2010. By 2012, it was already like built, and I was racing, but that early, not even gonna say early stage, because that's kind of like the end of the older age of racing. But when I was racing, it was like Mitsubishis versus Subarus. That was like a big thing at the time. Evo versus STI day. So I used to race like WRXs from the neighborhood on the hutch, but at that time we had like sidekicks and little bum phones that didn't.
I remember the T-Mobile sidekick.
Yeah, so you didn't, but they were not really good videos. The other videos I have are like really.
They
really
did videos.
Shitty. Yeah, so that was the like nice ones. Ty Boogie was still in the beginning.
Those earlier videos from Ty Boogie were on a sidekick?
Nah. I'm just giving you like a time frame.
Nah. Because he's been filming for a long time.
No, he's been filming for a long time. But
Yeah.
you got to think too. Like when I got my car, I was 17. So everyone had like, you know, whatever phone you had in high school is what you were recording.
Like a Razor or some shit. Like
whatever you had is what you were recording with, because people like, you know, Ty Boogie or Jay from Nice Ones was recording with real cameras.
Right.
We didn't have the money for that.
Ain't no competition.
Not saying that they did either, but they had a different drive than, you know,
100%.
a different attack to it. So I didn't have good videos of any of that stuff, but there's some of it there. So around that time, I'm doing that. Then he's like on the other side of the Bronx doing the stance thing.
Yeah.
And we didn't really know each other yet at that time, actually.
Well, we knew of each other.
We knew of each other. So we were working in two different realms of the car scene.
Right.
And then eventually, you know, came together.
Okay.
As we, you know, see each other more.
Right.
And eventually, you know, you go to race or you go to meet some people. Like, you know, I seen this guy a lot. I'm gonna go talk to him.
Yeah.
That's kind of how like that relationship built from there.
So you guys got into it with a film mentality already, like just to record whatever for history, or you just like what was the reason for starting to record?
I just got into this. That's what I like to do.
You just
like I have family already. Like my father used to build cars in Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
So I came straight from over there. That was already in my
your
my
blood.
mind already.
Yeah.
But I got into the racing scene, and then I'm like, you know what? Nobody's outside. Ty Boogie wasn't outside. Ain't nobody was outside recording.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know what, man? I have a chance. So I went and I just bought a camera, and I spoke to Grim. We got together, and we was like, yo, fuck it, we're gonna do it. I started filming, putting out videos here and there, and then sooner or later, I'll be real with you, I even had Ty Boogie hit me up. He was like, yo, bro, you made me come back outside. Cause,
That's
bro,
powerful,
And
yeah.
it's no like offense to him.
No.
I don't want to say like there was a hiatus of racing going on. Like there's a period of time where just the people that he was recording
Yeah.
just were not racing anymore. You know, a lot of those built Civics and stuff, built Evos, whatever the case was, those cars weren't around anymore.
Yeah.
So the scene already had transitioned to something different.
Right.
So other people we grew up watching or seeing, they just weren't outside just because those people weren't outside anymore.
Yeah.
And now more of the local kids growing up are starting to race. So when we saw that opportunity, it was like, hey, look, we're the new bloods in the scene. No one's recording. Let's record and bring out what's really happening in the Bronx right now.
Right.
Of, you know, even if it's a 13, 14-second race, we're going to record it because
Yeah.
these are the people who are outside every day. That's the culture. And then eventually, you know, some of the older timers start to come back outside. The racers, video recorders, everyone will come back as it seems, you know, because even we feel at a time like, hey, the scene is dying, you know?
Yeah.
It really
And that's
was.
probably how they felt.
It
So
was.
they stopped.
What year was this?
that was like what? Shit, like 17, you could say?
I want to say like 17, 2017, yeah.
So there was nobody recording street racing because I know Nice Ones was always they'd be recording for
Always-
years.
they've
But
always
that was
been-
track events, right? More
Yes.
so. It wasn't in the streets.
And-
You know what it is? My father cut you
No,
off,
no.
bro. When you know what it is when it comes to that, like a lot of people won't come out unless it's a big money race, especially during that time.
yeah.
So like all these, even the races we was having, it was nobody recording those type of races. So you know what? I'm like, yo, it's something for people to see. And people, if you really want to just get into it, you can get into it. So we started recording everything and just made a whole page about it and ran with it.
Were you guys heavy on the forums? Because I know that's how kind of Nice Ones really elevated at that time, being on the forums and posting the racing videos on there.
No, I don't want. I want to say
So
no.
like
we
YouTube
weren't.
was basically where you guys
YouTube,
were.
we were tapped in as far as like what's going on in, let's say, the forums.
Yeah.
Because that's around his time. That was like B20 VTech was a big forum.
Yeah.
And didn't matter if you liked Hondas or not. You were in that forum. You were
Yeah,
watching
whether
what's
it was-
going on.
Not even
And
if
he
you
had
went to
that.
cars,
on,
yeah.
he had that on lock. No, I want to see how pushing it, and maybe I'll let Heck, you know, confirm and go along with that. Our biggest form of getting the content out there, or even just pushing what was happening, was through genuinely what was going on in the streets.
Okay.
You know, whether it was a car meet, whether it was people just hanging out, we were outside.
Yeah.
And we wanted not necessarily to push that envelope, but we stood tapped in on what's happening in the street. You weren't only going to see us if there was a race.
Right.
You might see us at the McDonald's hanging out. You might see us, you know, at a car meet just to talk. You might see us hanging around one of our shops, working, doing something.
Yeah.
So we were people you could physically see outside on a regular day.
Right.
And I felt like that made it more relatable to some of, you know, not even just street kids, but kids in general that want to get into racing. And it's not seen as some superhero in the corner. Like, no, these guys that you see on the videos live up the block or live right here and they're hanging
Nice.
out here. You can come talk to us. We're very approachable. So we took a step back as far as, you know, the internet stuff.
Don't lie to them.
What?
A lot of people don't think we approachable.
Do you guys feel like you're approachable?
I feel like
mean,
we're approachable.
It depends at the moment because I can't play nice with everybody.
Why is
It's-
that? Like what? Like
it's street racing.
oh, when it
It's-
comes to street racing.
Yeah, street racing,
Okay.
filming, all that's not like even filming. Like if you film in the streets, like you could be a cop and try to approach me. I can't just be nice to you. I don't know who you are. You understand? So if
That's
I
true.
see you around, I have no problem just dedicating my time and actually speaking to you. But if I haven't seen you, then I can't just physically stay there and have a conversation with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Nah, I
That's
agree.
very
Yeah,
true.
that plays a big part when it comes to like street.
You know
racing.
what? That's like it's kind of like a curse as well for us. Is that I make this comparison all the time. You know, a lot of guys when they race, I guess I don't want to say specific highways, but when they go to a highway, they just go to that highway, they race, they go home to wherever they live.
Yeah.
We live in this area where people race on two major highways in the Bronx,
You gotta
and we
deal
live in
with it.
those areas. So when everybody else leaves and goes to upstate, Long Island, wherever they go,
Yeah.
me and him are outside in our very obnoxious cars that the police see us like, hey, wasn't you outside last night? Or come by our house. So that's the other thing that we have to deal with when everyone leaves.
Right.
So sometimes we can be a little bit more aggressive to having a conversation with someone depending what the situation is.
Yeah.
But that's the aspect I think some people don't understand is, you know, you go to the arena to fight, but we live in that arena. And unfortunately, we have to reap the repercussions of what happens there.
So I have a good question. So how do you plan to do it safety? Like how do you plan these races to do it like in a safe way?
There's no safe way.
There's no safe way.
There's no safe
Yeah.
way.
I'm not saying the safe way. I'm saying
every single time you get into the highway, I'm not even gonna say in the car, or I'm not gonna say prepping. Every single time you take a chance when you go and step inside the highway. Because anything can happen, bro. It could be a drunk driver. It could be anything. Cops. Anything can happen. And so if you take, I'm telling y'all this out of my heart for everybody who's watching also. If you go and step on the highway, it's on you. It's on nobody else. It's on you because you're taking a chance, man. This is a problem that we having now. A lot of people like to be cheap when it comes to this prepping situation. I charge my number and I charge because I did my homework. I have knowledge when it comes to that situation. So I can make cars work, but I'm not going to just give you your price or the price of whatever it costs actually. No. Like, I'll tell you a price, it's for a reason.
No, I agree. Whenever you're out, it doesn't matter if you're street racing or not. Anytime you step outside of your house or even if you're in a car, you know, anything can happen any moment. So, but does that have to go along with living where you guys live though? Like, does that have to do with like, because you mentioned that it's basically your backyard where you guys run at. So you get harassed more often than most people would because they see your cars more out. You know what I'm saying?
I would say so. Some people may or may not agree, but I would say so. A lot of those task force or whatever the case may be, the guys doing their job, will see us on a regular basis or assume certain things on a regular basis. So whether we're just a video guy or not, you know, we could be testing one day, you know, we have to test in that backyard too. We don't get to go, you know, even if we're on the way home from testing, it's in the same backyard. So I could see it to be kind of problematic because we live there, but at the same time, it's kind of a beautiful thing because you experience all the aspects of what it is. But I think that's, again, why we may come off a little bit aggressive on certain topics when it comes to racing because we feel like we live a different side of it because we're stuck in it, you know?
That's why I said more so like you guys are like, when it comes to New York, it's like, that's the side I feel like is more. It's like if anybody's gonna talk about street racing in New York, that's the attitude you should be getting.
I mean,
because you won't get that anywhere else. You won't get that in you won't get it in Florida.
New York, New York make a name for itself because of who we are.
Right.
Like, everything that we do in New York is different, respectfully to everybody. It might not be the cars, but the attitude, the street racing and the highway, and
I think
everybody has a character.
Everything started from New York. Huh? Everything is started from New York, to be honest.
Not everything.
Not everything. Fast and Furious was based off Hunts Point, bro. Dead serious. Really? Look that up. Fast and Furious was based off Hunts Point.
I believe it because a lot of these writers,
when you look up the history, there was a shop out there. I forget the shop. The guy still has a shop today. He's in White Plains, New York. They based the movie after the racing that was going on in Hunts Point back in the day, and then they obviously took it to California. But I don't want to say we birthed it, but it's kind of looking that way. There's something to look up. Anyone who's watching, you know, Google that, look it up. It's cool information just to know that something, they took it to Cali, but that's New York history.
Yeah, that's
crazy. In my opinion, that's New York history.
That's dope. I didn't even know that, honestly. Yeah. But I mean, I could definitely believe it because a lot of these people who write these movies.
Oh, you say you wanted to learn something today.
You know what?
No, I'm gonna learn a lot more.
You know what? When you look at that first scene, and I don't even try to change the subject. When you look at that scene of them racing by those warehouses on that long strip, that's just almost a mirror image of trying to go to Hunts Point, the Oak Point, that road there. They were trying to remake that.
I thought it kind of does look like that, actually. Yeah.
They were trying to remake that with that scene only. I want to say, but you know, you read that up, you look into it. It's cool information to know.
Because that doesn't really give off. I mean, I don't know. I've never been to Cali, but that doesn't really give off.
You don't
Cali
see
vibes.
those guys racing in roads like that.
That's what I'm saying.
You know, I think that's where I was going with this. New York racing is different because we're known for shutting down highways. That's not done anywhere else. Mm-hmm. We're known for shutting down highways. We get all the flack for it. Yeah. All you guys are corny. People need to go home, whatever.
We got no choice.
We don't have no dead roads, you know. We don't have the side roads. We have to do it on the highway.
Yeah.
And the best thing about doing it on the highway sometimes is that we know there's no one coming from a certain direction because we got the highway shut down.
Right.
But
it's kind of a little bit more safe because there's not even no
and
cars.
there's barriers. We got barriers.
No, that's a fact. But I mean, if they're complaining about that, I feel like, I mean, they do takeovers and it's bigger.
No, we can't. Let's not get there.
No, it's way bigger over there as a culture.
It's takeovers is
it's something different.
It's a different world. But the guys who complain to us about like the street racing in New York or New York, New Jersey, I'll say, is that we shut down the highways and then they doing a back road, but they have the pleasure of having the back road. We don't. So we have to use the highways. And some of these highways, honestly, it's just a part of our culture.
Yeah.
You know, it makes our roads the way they are. You know, we got a particular road in the Bronx that people are scared to race on because it has a curve. It's
but
like
that's a legendary road. If you race in New York and you never touch that road,
yeah,
you haven't raced in New York. That's how I see it.
So, okay. So how did you guys get into experimenting with different preps? Like, when did that start?
That's the situation that happened with this guy. After I spun out, I'm like, yo, you know what? I got to make things work. So I went and got me some tires. I started learning on YouTube. I was watching people actually from Cali.
How long ago was this?
Oh, shit, like 17, 18. And I was, that was a
there was videos on prep back then?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, what's, I don't know if you want to mention that dude's name. I remember his name. Big Country or something like that?
Yeah. Country.
From California.
From California.
Wow, okay.
Doing like the Compton races and stuff. He was prepping big time over there.
He actually was kind of key to our success with that too. Because I started watching him. I'm like, you know what? Maybe we could do this over here.
Yeah.
So I tried it. It didn't work out.
You tried doing your own mix?
Nah, not our own mix.
Okay.
Just trying to just prep the same way he did.
Right.
But due to sprayer and do the heat, and it was the kind of things that wasn't working. So little by little, I started having these guys come out. Also my team, because we don't only film. We have a whole race team. And
right.
So our guys started coming out. We was like, yo, you want to test? I'll pay for the prep and all that. No problem. They come out, we prep, we just kept testing and learning. And that's how we got up on it.
So can you explain like the different types of prep? Because there's like LC7, LC5. Like, you make your own mix, right? You do your own.
Well, yeah, we do make our own mix, and we also do something else that I don't want to put out there.
I'm not gonna. Yeah, obviously you don't want to. Out.
Yeah, it's a certain way that burns, and when it comes to turn prep, it's like.
So how do you prep the street to make sure that, you know, you get the best traction street racing wise? Like, what is the procedure for like when you're prepping a run?
Well, New York is a little different.
Okay.
We gotta battle speed with our side. We don't have all day to stay there in one row and prep for 10 minutes. So we had to work on our timing first before we even did anything. So first thing is getting everything out fast as you can. Sprayer got to be on deck. The sprayer plays a big part on this.
So that's what you lay down first?
Yeah, the wider it is, the better. So we got to lay it down first.
Okay.
I have a torch right behind it just to keep it heated, like basically cooking it for the floor, because it's already rubber on the floor. So you're reheating everything again. You're putting that extra spray on it. That extra spray actually makes it sticky. So after the burnout and everything, you'll be able to lead properly. So
since you're battling speed, do you have to have like a hotter temperature to heat it up faster? You know what I'm saying?
Because I mean, look, when it comes to that, like, it depends on the car.
Okay.
Every single time you prep, you're not gonna prep the same. Like a Supra, I can't prep the same way for a Supra as I prep for a Mustang.
In terms of spraying or how long you're heating for?
Spraying, heating, burnout, air. Everything has to play a part when it comes to you leaving. Oh,
so it really depends on what.
Yeah, it's just not, you're just not gonna lay that.
What about like a different weather? Like, for example, it's like cold weather and hot weather.
Cold weather is always gonna be a problem.
No matter what.
No matter what.
Right.
So it's like, even if I do prep it, it's like you have to stay on top of that. So like, let's say if it's cold weather, if I only heat up for maybe like 5 minutes, I have to heat up for like 15 minutes.
Right.
As long as we stay there, I have to keep the heat on.
You also have to, not to intervene so much, but you also have to keep in mind when we prep, the road is prepped, but you also have to understand the car as well. We're trying to take in account for how hot the temperature of your wheels are, or your tires.
That was my next
So
question.
if you guys are gonna take long as far as readying up, or one person does a burnout, they're not ready, now our car's been sitting, prep is getting cold, tires getting cold, and some people don't take that in account. Even some drivers don't take account because they figure I paid for prep, it's good.
Or they use that into their advantage when it
Right.
comes to certain situations. Some people that do race and understand the colder the tire is, the more of a chance of you spinning.
Right.
So they will actually take longer backing up or do a burnout after we do the burnout.
Oh, I see.
It's
So
always a
play.
way.
It's a play.
So
Gotcha.
when you do a prepping, does it really depends on? So let's say we prep for super, right? Do you prep on the road like really long, like, you know what I'm saying, like the 60-foot?
No,
Yeah, how far do you prep?
everybody's prep is most likely the same. I usually like to prep like at least 3 to like 3.5 cars ahead. Due to the fact is once you leave, second gear sometimes is brutal.
Right.
So you got to think about it. If you leave the prep and only prep a car, you're gonna leave and then spin right after.
Yeah.
So the farther it is, the better it's for your car.
Right.
Does it matter what tire you have?
Yeah.
Because you said it goes per car, but like,
That's true.
what if you have, I don't know, like if you have a different tire,
Yeah,
or Mickey's
someone
or
has like a
something.
radio versus a actual slick, or
Yeah.
a radio versus a Hoosier or something that we like to use. It is going to be different.
The plows is different and everything.
Yep.
For you guys, like, you have to know, does it
There's
vary
a science,
based on?
100%. There's
Okay.
a science. He's good at just doing it and
Yeah.
knowing off rip. I'm the type that kind of wants to like read into it, and he's like, "Nah, I got it. It's taken care of." You know.
Yeah.
And also, I realized that on the bottle, we'll say it's good for concrete. It's good for, like,
Yeah.
you know how different roads are different.
Yeah, so like if you have like asphalt versus a
Right.
concrete road,
Right.
yeah, there's a significant difference there, where your tires actually come into play more.
Right.
You know, in my opinion, he could prep, he could do his job.
Yeah.
But if you don't have the right tire, still, like you said, you might leave that 60 that we prepped. Your car switches gears, you're done, because not enough prep. Not only not enough prep was laid down, but your tire could have gotten cool by the time it got over there.
Yeah.
Again, this is more towards like rear wheel drive, I would say, than
It is.
All-wheel drive is different too?
All-wheel
Yeah.
drive is really different. All-wheel drive, we took a couple of months trying to learn
Yeah.
how
'Cause
to,
I think with rear wheel, we lay rubber down. We have you do a burnout in the prep. So you lay down rubber, you make it a little bit more sticky. We don't have that with an all-wheel drive car. Now, whatever
Right.
we prep is what's on the ground, and that's it.
yeah.
That's true.
Especially like when it came down to, we actually had Dre from One Stock. We had his car, and it was a mission getting that car to go straight in the street. Cause due to the tires, like even having needles and them tires has cracked. So if I lay down the prep and the prep is laid down, it might stay a little wet because of the cracks.
Yeah.
So when he leaves, it's either hop or he's gonna spin. So with them type of cars, it will be like you see it weird, but it will be 2 different kind of tires. It will be a slick in the back, and it'll be already on the front.
Yeah.
It's for a reason.
Yeah.
So do you get blamed for something if it's not prepped properly? Like, do they like, how does that work?
I do get blamed for certain situation.
Okay.
But it's not really my fault.
Yeah.
I want to say people who don't really know
And
the
don't
dynamics
understand,
of
'cause
what it is.
You cannot call me for that's the another thing. You cannot call me from one day to another
Yeah.
and be like, yo, I need you to prep for me. I'll never prep for your car.
Yeah, he likes to, or I say we like to test with your car first
Yeah.
before you're gonna have a
okay.
race.
So we have to learn your car as long as you got to learn your car also. So if your tires got to be this low, or your car got to do this much of a burnout to leave,
Right.
I have to learn your car.
So you guys don't prep every run, just whatever the bigger ones are, basically?
No, whoever calls us. But from
Okay.
now, like, due to everything that's been going on, we real iffy when it comes to us coming out.
Why is that? What's been
Because
going on?
everybody don't want to pay the price, man, and always be complaining. That's one. Two, deposit is key now. Because now if I take a trip from here 2 hours up, that's my guys. That's my guys' time.
Yeah.
You know, that's take out of me. So now I don't go over there. The race don't go down. What am I supposed to do? You understand? So I need a deposit. People just it's always a process.
I like that business.
Huh?
I like that. The way you have like the deposit, like you gotta play it smart.
Because you know, if you pay for someone's service, if you pay for someone's services and something happens that it doesn't happen, you still pay for that guy to be there. You know?
Yeah.
Right.
So that's how we look at it now. We're a little bit more lenient before, but now with more of the legal system stuff that's happening and things happening at the line, a lot of people forget about the prep team. You know, we always make a big deal about making sure the prep car is at the front before the racers are.
Yeah.
Because we want to get that out of the way first.
I'll tell you right now off the bat, if I'm prepping for you and you leave me behind, I'm beating your ass.
Yo.
I'm serious.
That's true though. If y'all prepping, y'all should be there first. Like I don't know in terms of what time y'all get there, but like y'all should have a spot in the front technically.
Nah, usually we right behind the car we actually prepping for. That's one of the main keys with us trying to prep for new people.
Yeah.
Because the people we've been dealing with them for like a long time already, so they know the process of the way we work. So we usually just go right behind the car, get as close as we can to them. But when it comes to New York City, there's always somebody cutting you off, and
everybody wants to be at the front, to record with their phone.
A lot of people aren't even. It could have been their first time there that night. You never even know. A lot of people actually just come out because they're here.
And they don't know. They don't know what's happening. They don't know the signs. Yeah. So that could make us resilient to working with new people at times if they don't know the dynamics of how all these things work. Mm-hmm. And we're not here to teach anyone either. You know, we learn a lot of stuff on our own.
Right.
Do your homework.
You know, understand that you're gonna pay a price. It's for a reason.
Well, it's a business.
Yeah.
True.
It's a business, and also I feel like if you're paying for that, it's like if I hire a photographer, I'm gonna make sure that
you want it to be as professional as possible.
Mm-hmm. Even if like let's say if it's for like my wedding or whatever it is, I want to make sure he's there and got front row. You know what I'm saying, to get all the angles or whatever it is. So same thing with that. You got to make sure your prep guys are there first.
It's a problem. Even the fact of somebody even after you do a burnout, you have somebody always backing you up. I don't like nobody backing any of my cars. Why?
Yeah, we like to do the whole process.
I don't want your team or his boy. No, I do that. If you do a burnout and you come playing back and forth, you picking up all that glue again. So now it's gonna become an issue. And if you spin, we look bad. So let me just back you up straight in the line, the rubber that you laid down, one straight line. Right. Once you leave, you good.
So what was the last race you guys prepped? Was it recently? Because there's been a lot going on.
It's been a while. We haven't been outside that much, but we've been testing a lot with a few cars.
Your own cars?
No,
or you mean just like other people's cars?
Yeah.
Okay. So what year was this when you guys first started prepping?
Say 18, 19.
18, 19. Yeah.
18.
It was getting really good.
And most of those races were out by where you guys are, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna drop the
location. Yeah.
Maybe a little across the bridge.
Yeah.
Sometimes, but yeah, most of them would be over there in the backyard.
Most tri-state or just like in y'all area, like Jersey at all or no?
I don't think we.
Nah, Jersey started coming into play. Like I could say, like 2020, 2021. A lot of people really wasn't fucking with us. Like, I'm sorry, they were really not.
No, you can curse.
They wasn't fucking with us. They really wasn't fucking with us. It was always a problem. We was basically a joke at one point when we came out with the whole process of the prep team and everything. So
the old school guys that were like team no prep. You know, you shouldn't have to do anything to the ground.
Yeah,
we got a lot of heat. It wasn't an easy process, you know. We were still the new bloods in the scene. There were a lot of older guys that didn't like us doing the prep. Oh, you guys are taking too long. Races taking forever. All that BS. And then we're working with other racers from the Bronx.
Yeah.
And from that time, you also have people who hate on them. So they're going to hate on whatever they're doing, and they're working with us. So now they hate on us.
Yeah.
And that makes it, that we didn't go too far at that time because we were still busy trying to work on what we had going on.
Right.
People from other sides didn't really want to
even try it.
Yeah, then they didn't want to try it.
They didn't even want to try it.
So how did you guys overcome that? Because a lot of the people, when it comes to getting into street racing or anything you do in the streets, it's kind of tough.
Consistency
is key.
Consistency is key. Was your prep, your car. That's why automatics are killing the scene. Consistency is key, man.
Yeah.
That's all it is. You want to get into the racing scene, you want to be the best racer in the world, stay consistent. Not just your car, but you. Driving style, the way you check your tires every day. Make sure you check your tires. Every time you race, you do a certain thing. Make sure you do that every time. Because the one time you don't is when it's going to
Basically, they use us as a cheat code. At that point, they used us as a cheat code. Because basically, we was making everything work.
You brought the track to the streets.
Yeah.
Track prep at the streets. That's
He's
how
making
it was.
everything work, everything.
You didn't. That was like everyone's major thing. You build a fast car and then you can't hook in the street. What's the point?
That's true.
So that was the cheat code.
Yeah.
We can make anywhere hook, and then other cities like Maryland or something, we go to beef with them and they're like, well, you know what? Y'all got your own track, street stuff, and we got our own thing. So how do we come together? And that's.
Oh wow.
How we oversee working in other places, working on different roads, because then we started seeing other people work in other places. You know what? Our prep is good, but how's their prep? How do we make our cars work over there now?
Right. That makes sense. It's like I said, it's a true business model that you guys are running. So, I wouldn't take any low ball offers or anything like that, or anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not even.
If it means to help, then fine. I'm willing to help, but. You have to do what you have to do.
You gotta pay up. That's a fact.
I mean, depending on what the person's pot is, it might seem expensive. Depending what the pot is, it might seem expensive. But if and you've worked with us on a personal level, it's worth it for your safety. Forget about winning the race. For your safety, whether you lose or win, we want you to go straight and make it to the end of the quarter.
For example, Yellow Supra.
Take a look at Ginger's Mustang, right? Ginger's Mustang hooks out 60 foots all the GTRs in the city.
Damn.
That's with our prep. Not only with our prep, because now he's doing pour and go, but once you get past the prep part and us working with so many different cars and setups, we can assist you in the process of your suspension, your tires. Everything is involved in making your car hook, not just the prep.
Right.
Not just your tire. There's a lot of suspension stuff involved. And we will, let's say someone brings us a car or brings Hex to the car and says, hey, I want to get my car to hook, and he has the best tire. Keep spinning. We're like, hey, bro, you know what? You might have to soften up your suspension in the rear or tighten it up in the front.
Right.
We might give that suggestion, or your suspension could be shot, and you might prep with us, and your car still might not work because you have to make sure everything is working first.
Everything's working together.
We had that problem with Prom's Hellcat. We prepped for him a couple of times, and then ended up something that was actually messed up with his car. He had a bolt messed up in a low control arm, and the car wasn't even. Every single time we prep, we heated up, prepped 3 times, and lower tire pressure and nothing.
Damn.
Car would spin every single time.
I have a really good question. What's really the difference between all-wheel drive and a rear-wheel drive prep?
What's really the difference?
Yeah.
I mean, the rear-wheel drive will actually lay rubber down. The all-wheel drive won't.
Yeah.
So it's a big difference. So if I come, most of y'all all-wheel drive guys come over there with all-season tires and think y'all gonna do something with that. Y'all not doing scrap, especially if you hold them power. You're just gonna spin. Your 60 foot is gonna be trash.
Yeah.
Right? So let's say you step it up a notch, get a needle tire. Now you want me to prep for you. Guess what? Like I said earlier, I prep, gets between the cracks, then you're gonna bog or don't even go nowhere, going to limb.
Yeah.
You understand? That's a problem. So now we bring it up a notch. Now you come with a Hooger tire in the back. No more cracks. You don't leave nothing wet between the tires. What's gonna happen? You're gonna leave properly. Because now if, like, when I do my prep when it comes to all-wheel drive, I drive you through.
Yeah.
So I'm basically heating the prep up to a point that you're leading a little bit of tire. You're leaving a little bit of glue there. So I'm guide you back, and then once you guide you back, you good to go.
Same thing with all-wheel drive.
All-wheel drive is different. That's what I was just explaining to you. That's
guess-
an all-wheel
yeah,
drive.
yeah.
What I was
To-
just telling you right now is an
That was
all-wheel
all-wheel
drive.
drive,
I guess to
yeah.
give him more like a graphic idea of what he's trying to say is like when you think of the asphalt, and let's say with a humid day, kind of going into what you said about weather
Yeah.
or colder day, that asphalt is a specific temperature, but we always have water and oils in that asphalt. So you got asphalt, water, oil. We come in, we usually torch first, clean up whatever's there if we can, then start spraying. So now you got prep on top of the whatever's on the street.
No, I wasn't trying to lay all that down.
Well, I'm trying to
I'm seeing it now.
I'm
I'm
getting
seeing it now,
why,
though, yeah.
why I've been bringing it up, because when he's spraying it down and he's laying some prep down and we're driving through it with a rear wheel drive car, we do a burnout. Now we have a layer of rubber on top of that whole thing that kind of seals that whole concoction
Just
we
like a
just made.
sealant
Yeah,
to make sure
yeah.
there's
Exactly.
no
It's a sign.
That's why
type
we say
shit,
it's a
so-
little different. So
gotcha.
it's kind of like the rubber seals it. It's hot. It's got all the glue on it. It's ready to go. We can't go as crazy with all-wheel drive because there's still that possibility that all that stuff makes its way to the top. So that's why he likes to
Copy.
drive them through it, get their rubber down,
Yeah.
make their pathway on the prep. And we might not go too hard because if they have, their tire tread allows prep to seep in between, it's gonna get on the tire, it's gonna spin, like you said.
Yeah, honestly, no matter how you guys explain it, it's not something that anybody could just pick up, you know what I'm saying, tomorrow. And
he's got years in this.
yeah.
He's
so I don't think you have anything to worry about, bro. I think, I mean.
Oh, I'm not. Listen, I'm not worried.
Ain't nobody, because it's like.
I'm taking a
it's
headache
years,
off my back.
It's years. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's years of experience.
I have no problem with that. Like, if anybody else want to try, go right ahead. I
Yeah.
had plenty of people tried already before, and then
Well, it's
they came and left.
everybody's cars are different. Everyone's setups are different. So it's something
Mhm.
that you got to really go out and try yourself. So what I want to talk about is how you guys feel about what's going on today as opposed to how it was back then in terms of street racing. Because a lot of things that are going on now.
Really interesting.
I had this conversation earlier with Goku. You guys know Goku?
No, I don't think so.
From he's a welder. No.
He's from out here?
So yeah, M&S Performance.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's worked with him. That was his.
Gotcha.
He's like back in the day, and I was trying to see if he knew anybody who I could interview for the podcast, and he was like, "Yo, honestly, bro, like a lot of the guys that are racing back then with the supers and stuff, nobody's really around anymore because nobody wants to come outside no more." So what's going on now is a lot of social media stuff. Now I'm not. This is just what I'm noticing. I'm not saying I have anything against it, but what's going on now is more for clout, I feel, and as opposed to back then, it was just like, you race anybody heads up, and whoever wins, you win. You lose, you lose.
Yeah.
I mean,
Now it's like cameras are involved, all these things. So you guys film. So how do you guys feel
Can you
about
really get mad at who these kids is right now? You can't. This is an image that came back from back in the days when everybody who you just spoke about
Yeah.
was giving out that image. Because when we came up looking at videos. You understand? That's
Yeah.
how we got into street racing. Not because my father was a mechanic or not because I like to hear the cars. No, it's because of the videos. So what do you think you're going to do next? If it's a camera there, you're going to get
You're
involved.
gonna emulate it. You're
It's
gonna want to do
saying
it too.
these old heads cannot get mad at these kids doing what they're doing today. Yeah, it's fucked up. It's not the same, but it's either you get with it or get left behind.
You
That's
agree?
my opinion.
Sort of. I agree.
What's your
I
take-
agree-
what's your take on it?
My take is a little. I cherish the older times, I'll say, but everyone with the cameras and for the clout, racing for the clout, because everybody wants to be Instagram famous, everybody
Yeah.
wants to be racer famous. It's really annoying. I feel like, I guess I'm more mad about it because I feel like people lost the passion when it comes to racing. They just want to race to be popular. Now, when I was racing because I thought it was fun and I loved cars.
Yeah.
These guys are racing because they want to be the man. It's not because they're
No.
building their car in their house on their own. They're taking it. I'm going to say this line that I told him earlier. You buy a car, you buy a 340, you drop it off at the shop, you pick it up, you race it, you hold the brake and the gas, you win. That's all people are doing.
Yeah.
There's no emotional attachment when it comes to the build. There's no emotional anything. It just, I want to be the man. I want to race my 10-second car and everyone know me on Instagram.
Before you continue this, what are you doing about it to actually change these kids' minds?
100%. It's just true.
That's
why
we can't be hypocrites here.
We can't.
You understand what I'm saying?
You can only, when this whole scene of the culture changes, as far as clout and people racing for clout, it's either you get, like you said, you get left behind or you get with it.
Yeah.
And
True.
That's why me and him work is a little bit of a yin and yang. You know, he'll be like, "Hey, yo, Grim, we got to do this. This is what's happening next. This is what the next thing is." I'm like, I don't know, man. And it'd be sometimes the other way around. You know, sometimes we'll have to have that one person be the adult and be like, you know what? Old heads didn't show us love. Let's show the new people love.
Facts.
Fuck that. We're not going to follow the same
Routine.
algorithm. We're not going to do the same thing they doing.
Yeah.
So I understand why the kids do it. Whether we agree with it or not is different. But I'm not going to say they wrong. That's what this racing scene is.
For me, in my point, I that's why I'll be out there. Even if it's not a race going on, or even if it's a race and I'm not prepping, I'll be out there. If it's filming or whatever, I'll be involved. I try to guide everybody the right way. And if it's something I could give my opinion on, I give it. Even if they don't listen, I'll just give it. Because it's being a hypocrite, bro. You can't sit there and tell these kids, oh, you can't be doing this, can't be doing that, but you ain't doing shit about it. But being home behind the computer or behind your phone talking shit online. Come outside, bring your car outside.
Teach them the way.
And teach them the way.
Teach them the way. You don't like them racing for clout? Go bring your old ass Fox body out and race these kids.
That's it.
Show them what a real build is if you feel that way.
Yeah,
and this is to myself, bro.
Yeah.
You know?
They do.
I always
Yeah,
complain about the
do.
340s and the fucking Qs, bro. But unless I go outside and show them a different thing, I can't say shit. I'm not outside. You
No,
know?
that's a fact.
They outside. You can't be mad until you lead the way.
Do you guys enjoy being out till like 4 a.m. with the arguments?
No, I really don't. But
The arguments are different. I'll say that.
now,
The arguments are different.
Well, I guess that's what more so. Well,
Back
for me,
then-
from what I see and what I'm
Right.
experiencing so far. So for me, from what I'm experiencing now, is just like, damn, bro. Like back in 2009, 2010, it wasn't really like that. Like everybody was racing. You had a Honda. It wasn't. You had to be built. It was just like everybody was just.
You
know
know
what I mean?
what? That's because back then everything was off the hands. A lot of it was heads up racing. Everything was off the hands. There was no cameras, so people could zoom in and say, "Oh, you jumped, you moved a little." There was none of that. It was like,
Yeah.
yes or no.
What you expect though is a whole different.
But that's what I'm saying. It
It's
was
a
different.
whole
It was different then.
different-
So the arguments were different. There was no arguing of people like
back
that-
then. Back then was basically 90s babies, late 80s
Yeah.
babies.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
still involved with the old school.
I didn't
shit.
see I didn't really see lights.
No, because it was
Yeah,
a chase as a race. So like even if you cracked tire a little bit, you got over the whole argument because of chase as a race. So hopefully you followed him.
You guys feel a chase to the race?
Only
Or
off
what?
the hands.
Off the hands, yeah.
Only off the
and
hands. Yeah.
it depends too. Is if it's step, you gotta talk about everything when it comes to racing. So if you step there, yeah. If not, then no.
So only off the hands.
Yeah.
Only off the hands. Chase the race is only off the hands. Let
That's
that be
crazy.
clear. Only off the hands. On a light, that don't work.
Why do you feel that way?
Here we go.
I'm just curious.
Not
I don't
only
know.
just old ways, but the light started because of the track. You know,
Right.
everyone wants to go on when the light turns green at the track.
Yeah.
If you leave before that light turns green at the track, you lose.
true.
Even at that flagger, when it comes to the flagger, sometimes they have an opportunity to cheat. So like, let's say the other guy eyesight is not that good, and you just a little flinch, you already move. I could leave.
Yeah.
So you think about it. You trying to watch somebody's arm at night on a dark road.
Yeah. It's
What's
fact.
gonna happen? Come on. So it's an advantage when it comes to back in the days. And what I was trying to say also, like, I don't know how old are you?
32.
32?
Yeah.
I'm 33. He basically old as fuck too. So what I'm trying to say is we came from a different
Yeah.
era of racing or seeing people racing. They came from our era of
Right.
seeing us racing. So whatever they doing is an image of what we put out. You understand what I'm saying? Because we not that old, but we definitely had part.
No, we not old, bro, at all. We not
We
old at all.
definitely
30s
put-
is not old. I'm sorry.
We definitely put part on what they doing right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
You understand? Even if it's camera wise or you taking pictures of your car, we definitely put something on what they doing today.
That's a fact.
Mhm.
So, what about roll racing? Do you chase the race in roll racing?
Gay.
Wait, what?
They don't really do the road racing in New York.
No.
No. Well, I mean, in other states, Jersey apparently does road
anywhere
racing,
that has a very long highways, they could do that. We
Yeah,
don't have
yeah.
long highways like that where we are, so we don't really do road racing like that. But
I don't know why that shit's so
we
funny.
don't fuck with the bakery, man. Keep the roads at the bakery.
No, let's talk back to arguing about the racing. After you guys do the prepping, the race or whatever, do you guys go to the spot where they do like the argument or whatever, or do you just go home? Because you've done your job.
We
Depends on
deal
the
with
relationship.
everything.
Yeah.
We sometimes, when it comes to one stock, bro, if y'all know the history between us and one stock, y'all will understand why we so close with each other.
Can you talk about it or no?
Yeah, we could talk about it. Definitely, we could talk about it. Us and one stock was beefing at one point. We beat
really?
the shit out of each other.
100%.
Like you was what?
Yeah,
Fighting
fighting
like
each
fist
other.
fighting.
Yeah,
Oh, it
fist
was
fighting.
like real.
We
It
used
wasn't
to-
street shit.
We used to
Hell
race
yeah.
each other almost every night, and it would be physical at times. Very
yeah.
physical.
every night. What I mean,
But you know what?
we race Monday and then back at it Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fuck, damn. How
But-
long ago was this? Like a
This
couple
would've
years
been-
back?
Yeah, like 18, 19. But those is our brothers now. We love them. You know, we all show each other love, bro. And I think that's the growing aspect of it for even the new kids coming up. Not everything needs to be so personal.
no,
Yeah.
You know? And we all came together. Like for us, it was like, all right, we're gonna do some Bronx shit. We don't want no beef. You know, you got your cars do one thing, our cars do another thing. Let's come together and fuck everybody else up. And you
Yeah.
know, we all grown ass men. We all want the same thing.
Look
We
what-
don't want to drive around and fight each other every time we see each other in
Look
traffic.
what happened with that 340. That 340 ain't going nowhere without GSF.
Yeah, his white 340.
His white 340, Pepper. Like that's how close we are. Now we got into a point that we need each other just to make shit happen. Like we go out there and we make shit happen with each other.
They
now
go.
from the
They go
Bronx.
to Maryland. We go to Maryland. That's how it
Facts.
goes. Whatever they doing, they go somewhere else's race. We there.
Yo,
We with
heck,
them.
I need you to come out. It's 3 hours away. Say no more. We out.
Yeah.
Type of relationship we grew over the years.
So it can always start from something bad, you know.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of big racers that from New York, they rely on you guys most often.
It's not that.
That's why I asked if you guys do like the big runs, because I guess one stock he's not coming
yeah.
outside.
But we grew with them. We grew up to get. We
Yeah.
grew with them as far as their cars. Their cars were at a certain level where we could race them back to back.
Yeah.
And as they got faster, we helped them get faster. As our cars got faster, we raced each other. You know.
Right.
And we still, you know, Ginger and Sue, Ginger and Pepper will race. You know, everyone's seen that race, but they'll race back and forth. We'll do our thing. We'll have our own like bullshit with each other, but never to the extent that it used to be,
Right.
because we've already built and maintained a solid relationship with them. So it's not necessarily just big racers, but when other big racers from other places see that our relationship with One Stock and making One Stock's car work,
Mm-hmm.
they're like, all right, whatever they doing, we want to do that too. So it tends to work out that way, that other big name racers want to work with us.
I think that personally, I feel like New York has to kind of come together for everything, not just like
100%,
that,
I
because
agree.
I feel like a lot of it is just like I don't think
Just
that
back
people
and forth.
realize that, you know, there
What
are a
do
lot
you
of
mean?
fast
What,
cars.
what
out
do
here.
you mean? And what?
Like when it comes to competing against other, like, well, we shouldn't really be competing against each other. Obviously, street racing is gonna be street racing, but when it comes to like other cities or the other states,
New York
shit
is
like
gonna
that.
be New York. New
Nah,
York,
no, that's exactly
the
what
rah
it
rah
is.
mentality. You
Yeah.
understand? Like everything's gonna be an argument. Everything's gonna be everything. Like that's the way New York is.
That's what I said in the last episode.
You understand?
Yeah,
Because it's something that's in our nature. Like we're gonna go out there and we're gonna be who we are. Because that's how we grow up. That's how we take care of everything. So yeah, if you do fuck with anybody from the Bronx or anybody from our side from New York, definitely we're gonna come together and
Yeah.
we're gonna go take care of it. You seen what happened last time we went to Maryland.
that's what was my next.
We
one,
came
yeah.
together and we took the drive all the way up there.
Right.
And it was not only me or GSF, it was multiple teams that went up that way
Right.
just to
Yeah,
make
a
that
lot of
run
people
happen.
from New York went there.
Texas too, right?
Texas, yeah.
Did you guys go to Texas?
Nah, we
No,
didn't
we
go to
didn't go.
Texas.
Are you guys planning on going?
That depends. You know what I mean? Like I got kids, bro.
But they roll race a lot out there.
Yeah, I mean, I
So-
would like us to go just for not only the content, the experience.
Yeah.
Experience, I would like.
Experience.
Content.
Content, you know, we get it as we can. But
Yeah, it's
even the
kinda-
prep situation wouldn't really work out there, so to say.
That's what I'm saying.
It would
'cause
be
the
a
roll
different ball game, and then we're not gonna fly out there with all our shit, you know.
racing- Yeah, it's not. It's not really worth.
But
I don't think
for
it's
the
worth it.
experience, the support, you know, we got big name people from New York or just our own people,
Yeah.
we're gonna go.
Right.
That's what it is. I would say we probably haven't gone there yet because no one from our team has gone there yet. If that was the case, we'll be there.
Facts.
That's more so what I mean when it comes to like New York coming together for things like that.
Yeah.
I feel like if we're gonna pull up somewhere, then it should be everybody. You know what I'm saying?
And I think part of that is there's a loss of relationship. So with the internet, everyone idolizes particular people.
Yeah.
And not the team behind them. So you idolize a specific person, don't realizing there's more people behind the scenes. So when you idolizing that one person, it's hard for people to come together because they're only looking for that main character.
Yeah, that's it.
They're not realizing all the people behind them that would support you if you realize that he's supporting all of them. You know? And that's part of it, I think, in my opinion. We pick who our favorites are, and then you don't bring nothing together because everyone's always to look to be that guy. I want to see that guy. I want to be cool with that guy. Not realizing the 4 or 5 other people who make him who he is.
That's how it is with anything else too. I
Yeah,
mean,
100%.
whether you're famous, celebrity, athlete, like there's other people that are.
Have you ever raced before?
Me?
Yeah.
Not for money, just like back in the day for fun and shit like that. But
What car?
the S2000 back then, and then I had like an EK 4-door
Nice.
back in the day, but like Honda shit, nothing crazy.
Yeah, I'm not too attached to Hondas, bro.
I was at almost every Honda day, all that. So
I went to a couple. It was just always so damn hot, bro. And I hate standing outside in the heat. Like I went there last year, and I forgot what show it was I went to. I was filming, and bro, it was like 105 degrees, and it's like it was dangerous heat. And over there is no shade.
No.
So you're outside in the heat all day.
They're gonna bash me because I say I'm not a Honda guy.
That's why I
thought-
try to clean it up.
Yeah,
I try to
bro,
clean
it's
it up.
not. It's no cleaning out. It's just like if you clean, you're not a muscle guy, or
Yeah.
It's
So what
the
do you
same
consider
thing.
yourself as?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I like everything but Hondas.
Damn.
Like,
Damn.
Nah, I'm fucking
Coming
with you.
from New York, bro.
What happened? What you have to like Hondas because you from New York? That makes no sense.
pretty much like I realized pretty much all the people that we interview come from Hondas.
Hondas.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's great for them. I don't. I'm a different breed. Like I do what I do for a reason.
I mean that's
look,
respect to that.
If it wasn't for being a musclehead or messing with muscles, I won't be where I'm at today with this whole prepping situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true because having a muscle car or rear wheel drive car is a big focus on prep.
Right.
Not that the Honda guys weren't prepping back in the day because
No,
they were.
They
But those guys were different. You watch any of those old videos, those dudes got like 5 psi in a tire, man. They'll do anything to hook.
They throw that shit on the floor.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
You see Honda's race, it's gonna take 20 minutes before they even do a burnout.
Word.
But that's kind of what assisted his change. With the prep, with the car. I think if he would have started with a Honda, he would have been even slower than he is now.
Nice. I'm gapping your shit. I'm just telling you.
So who do you guys feel is like running the streets right now? Who's like the fastest? Or
I
who's
don't
your
think.
favorite?
I don't think anyone.
No one?
I don't think anyone.
Why not?
I think this is my opinion. I'll let him. You want to say your opinion
Nah,
first?
go ahead, say it.
My opinion is the cars that are outside right now that are racing each other. I don't want to say it's low level, but they're not at the main event field, and not to way to knock anyone's car or their build, but they don't have enough backing to make it like a big thing. It's just people racing each other from neighborhoods.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they're racing, they're active. I give them all the props to that. But if you don't got people from other cities coming over here to come race you, then you're not a big enough name yet. And that's my opinion. A lot of these people that are outside right now is just doing their thing. They're holding down the New York scene, but they're not the kings of New York yet. They're not on that level. And I want to say that also because New York is, when we speak of New York, it's divided. You got your guys from upstate, you got New York City, you got Long Island, and everybody wants to be the king everywhere. And you got dudes in Staten Island that get busy that we never even hear about, right? Mm-hmm. So to say that anyone's running the scene, my opinion, I got to see you in the Bronx. I got to see you in upstate. I got to see you in Staten. I got to see you everywhere racing people, not just racing people from your local area that you follow. Step out of your comfort zone. And part of that, to my opinion, is everyone's got the same car, the same build.
Yeah.
So how do you
true.
gauge your next race?
That's true. Everyone's got the same car, same build. Everybody's
a
that,
king. Everybody's a king.
That's a fact.
King 340, king of 60 foot.
Too many Chiefs, not enough Indians.
I mean,
man.
from the scene right now in the street race, I feel like I'm not saying he's the king in the street right now, but I say he's like leading this in the street. Kaju.
But he's Jersey though.
Yo, listen,
Yeah, but he
bro.
came
Nah,
out here.
he
He came out
races.
here.
He picks and chooses his races. I don't know that man. He picks and chooses his races, right? He was ducking Reef.
Well, we
Came to
can't forget about
Yeah.
Reef though. I mean,
No,
Yeah.
but Reef is a different aspect as far as street racing.
Mhm.
how so? Like, explain.
You can count off your hand how many. Reef is respected for his builds, his
Right.
cars, his
Mhm.
YouTube. But we can only count particular races that he's had. You know what I'm saying? With his car. His cars
Right.
are fast. There's nothing against that. Nothing against Reef either. But just in comparison, let's say like a Dre from One Stock or No Hezzy and Reef. Reef has the faster car all the time, so he's going to get less races. You get what I'm saying?
I
So
hear you.
you might be top dog with your car,
Yeah.
but you don't got enough people willing to take that risk to race him. So with someone like Reef, you got a lot more scared people. Not saying there's not people scared of Hezzy or Dre. I'm just saying when Dre and Hezzy came up, because they had the 340, people were like, that's nothing. I could race them. They got a lot of wins under their belt.
Because they were slept on.
They were slept on.
Yeah.
Nobody was sleeping on Reef and his fucking 2J BM. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's
And
out
then-
there.
You know what I mean?
He's
So
out- yeah.
that was a scarier race. And then now he's got the R8. That's a scarier race. So he's not going to have as many wins under his belt because of that. But that's no respect taken away from him.
Yeah.
So you have to hold the scene down, in my opinion. You got to be super active and have the city on your back. Nobody got the city on their back because nobody's really racing to that level. Reef beats Kaju, he got the city on his back because Kaju's above on us right now, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dre or somebody else beats him, then they got the city on their back. But right now, all those three people I just named haven't had, with their car outside racing because of whatever's happening in the streets, with their cars or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
So I can't say in my opinion, anyone's on top. What do you
I
say?
just want to say you're welcome. Kai, whatever his name. You're welcome.
Kaiju?
Yeah, you're welcome. Why I say you're welcome, you know what's the reason why that car works? That name right there. That's the reason why that car works.
The secret sauce.
So copy and paste, you feel me? Good job.
I didn't even know that.
I have a really good question.
The car wasn't working until we touched it.
Yeah. It wasn't.
So
And it's from Jersey, right?
I mean, we don't discriminate, man.
Yeah.
Y'all call us, we go out there, whatever.
It's business.
But the only reason why I said that is like y'all came to the Bronx, y'all came to New York, and y'all had a race.
Yeah.
They didn't hire us. They brought their own shit. So they their own thing. You
They
feel me?
used us, copy and paste, and did
Copy
their own
and
thing.
paste.
after.
Yeah, that's
Nah, but
crazy.
it's respectful. You know what I mean? They making the
Honestly,
car work.
whoever he was racing, if they from New York and they was saying, if we had to choose who we're gonna prep, it's always gonna be New York
Yeah.
first. And no matter what our relationship was with you, it's always gonna
That
be
makes
New
sense,
York
though.
first.
Yeah.
Even as people that we cool with, let's say like we're gonna race One Stock with Ginger's car, we're gonna prep Ginger's car,
Yeah.
and then they be like, nah, fuck that, we're not racing, forget it. They don't want to do it.
Would you ever guys sell your own prep?
The what?
Sell
a
your own
prep.
track bike?
Oh, we did that once.
So we got pour.
is that what that is?
This is a pour and go.
I thought it
mix.
was juice the whole time.
Nah. this is
I
our
was like, what the fuck?
This is our brand of pour and go called Mocos, like a booger.
Oh.
Yes,
So
sir.
it requires no flame, so it's like dummy proof. Pour it
Pour
on
and
your
go.
tire, you do a burnout, but you gotta have like a decent tire. You're doing it on a street tire, you're wasting your time. So my opinion, you got a Hoosier
Yeah.
or M&H, whatever, something slick. Do a burnout on this. You're gonna leave material down enough to do a pour and go race. If you're expecting a prepped road 60 foot like he does out of this, you're
Mhm.
going crazy. So you get a little 20 bottle like this. You could use half and half on each tire or a little less depending what the race is. We do sell these, but most of the time when people hit us up, they want the full effect. So
And how much would that
Yeah, I was
bottle
gonna say how
cost?
much.
that's a $20 bottle.
You guys have bigger ones? Bigger.
We could do gallons if someone's really asking. I honestly like it in the bottle because it's
Yeah.
easier to gauge how much you use.
Yeah.
Right.
Because sometimes someone might pour too much or too little.
Yeah.
So if I tell you, hold the bottle in your hand, where your thumb is at is where you stop on one wheel.
Mm.
Because that's usually half the bottle, So You got the bottle in your hand where you're holding it. Your thumb is here.
Damn.
Pour
Nah,
right to where
y'all-
your thumb is at. Boom. You're
Y'all really
done.
got this down to a science, bro. That's
'Cause
crazy.
You try to
Yeah.
you try to make it easier for people to work with you and do what they're expecting to come
That's
from
crazy.
the product.
I never even knew that where your thumb is at. It's like half the
It's
bottle.
almost half the bottle. So you know, because you know it is in a race. At least by us, there's so much. You got sirens. You got so much shit going on. It's hard to focus on what you're doing.
Yeah.
So if I tell you, look at your thumb, you pour. Oh, all right, that's half. Okay, that's half. You pour your thumb on one, and then the rest of the bottle on the other. You should be sort of good.
Yeah.
Good enough. You could do less, but it's such a high anxiety moment for some people that they lose track of everything that's going on.
Right. Right.
So we try to make it easy.
So where can we pick that up at? Is there like a reach out, DM Instagram? So you
DM.
can put it in the
You
description.
could DM us. DM the Global Street Films page.
You know, give me a headache. Shit.
Yeah, DM him.
Well, I'm just saying because like if it's so that's y'all made that.
Yeah, we make this.
I'm saying,
we make this
so-
in house.
Yeah,
so
yeah, yeah.
That's a cheat code a little bit, no?
Yeah,
Um,
sort of.
That's that GSF sauce right there, bro.
yeah, I mean,
sir.
shipping. We even with our merch, we're a little funny with shipping. We would rather meet you face to face and bring you the stuff face to face. Just because that's kind of how we built our brand.
We are hood celebrities. Like we well known on the streets and outside. It's not like
It's almost an exclusivity, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You know how some people they go to Supreme. You're not gonna get what you want that day.
Yeah.
You got to go on a specific day.
Yeah,
So
Thursdays.
there's exclusivity when it comes to our merch, and not so much the bottles. We'll try to work with you on that. But
talking about
Right.
the merch.
talking about merch,
There
you
you
guys
go.
got some shirts here for
Oh,
y'all.
Oh
shit.
shit! Okay, damn.
We
You
got-
take care of today.
Thank
There's
you.
a lot of people out there waiting
Damn.
for stuff from us. So you guys are in a good
Oh,
place.
shit.
Appreciate you
that.
guys,
We
man.
usually
Definitely.
we usually try to give.
Yeah.
Yes,
Well, we
sure.
have something
Yeah.
for you
Nah,
guys.
we
Chat to
appreciate
it.
it. We appreciate it.
That's dope.
So
That's cool.
Thank you.
again, it's DM us. We'll get to you as we can. He might direct you to another page where we handle merch
Okay.
or the bottles. We'll try to do that sometimes if it's just a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
So that'll be the Gun Sex Family page. It's Global Street Films and Gun Sex Family. Gun Sex Family is most of the merch stuff. If he's got a lot of stuff going on,
Okay.
send it over to me on that end, or I'll do the other way around, and we'll get you taken care of
Mhm.
as time comes.
That's dope. I'd buy that over some other shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So,
dope.
but as far as the full prep of what we use on the street, you're not getting that unless you pay for us to prep. And it's not even try to, hold down the fort, but this is more universal than what we do on the street.
Right.
Because we could sell you a bottle of what we use on the street, but you may not use it the way we use it, and then you don't get the full effect. We want to give you the full effect with that.
Right.
This is something that's a little bit more easy to use. Anyone could use it. Results may vary, but as I said, it has to do with your tire.
Damn, you sound real smart, my brother.
Yeah, my
sound like
guy's
a
well spoken.
salesman.
Very, very well spoken. Very, very well spoken.
Yeah.
So I have a question for you guys. How do you guys feel about because you guys film, right?
Right.
How do you guys feel about people who just come in and start filming new people?
I'll be honest.
And I'm only asking this because it's like I film, but I'd be scared myself to film that stuff because first of all, if I'm coming into a space where I'm not really familiar with a lot of people, I'm not just gonna start filming some shit that's illegal for me personally. So is there a certain way to get into that? How do you break into filming that kind of stuff and making it okay? You have to build relationships or
Well, of course, that's main
Okay.
key. I mean, when I started filming, I was already involved, so I didn't have to go through that process.
right.
You understand? Other people might be a longer process, or you might have to ask questions oh, can I put a camera on your car, or it's okay for me to film. Back
Yeah.
in the days, I remember I used to see you with a camera, they slap that shit off your hand.
Damn.
You understand? If you're not known or if you're not a certain name, why are you filming me? I'm gonna feel like it's either you're giving it to the cops or you're doing some dumb shit with
Yeah.
you're not filming. So nowadays, anybody should just
I think anybody could jump in the ring.
grab
now.
a camera and just go film. And listen, when it comes to our cars, bro, you're not putting a GoPro in our shit.
Yeah, that's point blank. There's
Yeah.
no cameras going on a GSF car at all.
You're not doing that shit. Cause if anything happens, bro, me and myself, if anything happened with that GoPro, no problem. I take the loss, or
Yeah.
I know I gotta delete the footage and I'll put it up. Certain
Yeah.
people won't care.
Yeah.
Like they say the
It's good
something happened at
content.
yeah.
They saying it's
Right.
good content. You know, you might get it. Let's say it's a police chase. It's on that GoPro now. Those guys be like, damn, that's really good content. I need to put that up. We're the types that if it's our camera, we got that camera on your car, and something like that happens, that video never happened.
Because we've been in those positions, so we know
Never
exactly
happened.
how to move. There's people never been racing, never got it behind the wheel and done none of that, so they won't know exactly how to move, or don't even use common sense when it comes to that position. So, I mean, it's just nowadays anybody could just grab a camera and just go film
start
it.
recording. Yeah.
But I think
Really?
part of it is also the driver's responsibility too. A lot of guys now, they get upset like, oh, you're showing my face, you're showing my license plate, and we used to be mad about that. But respectfully, this day and age, you don't want your face to be shown on camera, wear a fucking mask. You don't want your plate to be shown, cover your fucking plate. You have to understand this new era we live in with fucking cameras in every corner.
Yeah.
It's different.
How can you go and complain to somebody who's taking a video? Let's say like me, myself. You can't come tell me that I need to block you. No, that's your responsibility. Because if I block it, the next person, they put it up.
Yeah.
A regular person. And they don't know who they know.
Right.
So your plate is showing, your face is showing. You're going to go, nah, bro. If it's like that, protect yourself. Cover your face, cover your plate.
I agree. I feel like if you're doing something like that, you got to be safe. A lot of this has to do with like safety, but everybody's got iPhones now.
No, people forget it's
Be on
fucking
live.
illegal. What you're doing is illegal. You have to.
Yeah.
Man.
You got to play the game. You know, if you're gonna. I think that's it's easier depending where you're racing at.
Yeah.
Whatever the anxiety level of what's happening around you, but you also have to remember you're doing something that's illegal. So, protect yourself.
Right.
If that's the life you want to live.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you don't want to be on camera, cover your face. You want this clout and that fame, oh, now you got to show your face. So guess what? Now you're on a list of racers wanted in New York City.
Yo, come on, man. You're scared of.
Yeah, they need to be scared because we used to that, you know?
Yeah.
We've
Yeah.
had our cars taken. We've had cars crushed, dealing with this racing scene.
Damn.
Dealing with specific, officers, so to speak,
Right.
being attacked physically. So they have to understand it's not all daisies all the time. It's not all happy-go-lucky internet shit. It gets real with the police, with the street stuff, anything.
You'll find out.
You do find out.
You will find out.
So what's next for you guys? Like, are you guys? I know when I spoke to you on the phone a couple weeks ago, you had mentioned that like it's hard for you to put out videos because you're always working and so on.
Yeah.
I feel like you're always in a truck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every time you're on live, I feel like you're in a
Yeah,
truck.
definitely.
working.
I'm building my own company, towing company. I also work for Bronx Auto in the Bronx. You know what I mean? So if any accidents or whatever, I deal with all types of accident and auto parts and all that. Yeah, that's what I've been doing lately. So it takes a little time for me now because I'm basically overnight, and unless I'm prepping or if somebody is close to me, then
Yeah.
I'll go. If it's not that, then it's not really catching my attention no more because everybody's a copy and paste car now. In reality, it's
Yeah.
the scene. It's not catching my attention no more because it's always a BMW or it's always something like that. So it's hard, bro. I don't know.
What car would you come out for?
Anything else that is not a BMW at this point.
So no BMWs you coming out
Yo, listen,
for?
I won't mind if it's a BMW and a Corvette. Fine, I'll come out. A
Yeah.
BMW and a Hellcat or fucking Trackhawk. It's just something different.
Does the Supra count as a BMW?
Nah, I mean, listen, the Supra is kind of fun because it does a burnout. You got
There's theatrics to like a rear-wheel drive car or a stick car.
Right.
You got the big burnout, everybody screaming, and it's exciting. The BMWs, they just sit there and take off. It's fucking boring. It's not fun. Like, honestly, think about watching them old Honda videos of dudes racing. It was so cool to see the flames spitting out the hood of him just hitting on his two-step, doing a burnout.
Yeah.
There was theatrics to it. It was fucking cool and fun. Now, the BMWs, they're fast. They're great. It's cool. It's fast, but it's boring.
Nah, I'm gonna, for y'all that's still watching this far, I like Hondas. Hondas is actually fun.
He just flipped in fucking 20 minutes, bro.
Nah, everybody who's watching, Nah, Hondas is pretty cool though, cause yo, you never know was exactly under that
Can't
hood.
Google their build.
You can't Google their build.
Just like the
like
That's part of the that's
That's part of the game.
Yeah, it's just like it's still something that even if you go outside, you're still gonna have fun watching.
Right.
Cause you never know.
Even if it's a slow race, to be honest with you, that's so many people are so stuck on it being a high money race or two fast cars.
Yeah.
You could watch two 12-second Hondas race or a 12-second muscle car stick, whatever, and it might be fucking cool and fun. Versus watching,
I think it will be.
you know what I mean? If they
Yeah.
both show up on slicks, he's got a fucking exhaust out the hood, and it say it's a Mustang or something, Persian at the line. Everybody starts screaming. It's like a movie. The two BMWs, a Q show up. It's like, okay.
A Q.
Q could be exciting.
Q does a little burnout.
The little fake GTR burnouts.
I think one of the more exciting. I wasn't there for it, but just watching, was RPT versus Eng.
We were there for that, bro. We were talking shit about them.
You guys, I think you guys were
were
there.
there.
It was the
That's
same,
actually one
yeah,
of
it was
the
the
points
same,
why we said what we said earlier.
Yeah,
No,
we-
it was the same day. Problem and Chapo was gonna.
No,
race.
we was there.
Yeah, we were
Miso,
there.
Yeah.
We was there.
It was cool. It was a fun race. I'm not gonna lie.
Just because of how different his car is, and
I'm
just
a
because
4G 6.3 guy at
Right.
heart, so it
Exactly,
was
yeah.
nice seeing both cars, whether I like the people or not. It's dope cars.
Yeah.
It was a cool race to see. We were there for that. We have our own opinions on it because felt like people came to our hometown to do a race when they could have did it where they're from.
yeah,
But that's the arena, you know. It's the arena.
Yeah.
But no, races like that, I enjoy. I'll watch that race 1,000 times before I watch, the stuff that's happening now, just out of fun.
All we have to say is change it up a little bit. That's it.
Build something different. Everyone's got the same car in a different color.
It's a cheat
Same
code.
shop
We
building
understand.
it. Same
we understand.
tuner.
All
It's boring.
BMWs are cheat codes.
the tuner is the big thing. We spoke about that too. I think it was 2 days ago. Is that like right now there's an issue with BMWs. It's hard to find different people to work with because everyone's finding whoever the top guys are using, and everyone's using that tuner. And on top of that, more importantly, the tuners are actually telling other people what other people are using. So and they're telling what they what they
get
have
the
on their
drop on
cars, what their
everybody's
times
car.
are, all this stuff. It's like it's tough right now for BMWs, and it's kind of hard to be original with anything because everyone's looking at the top guys and just going based off
Want the
whatever they're
same thing.
using and slapping on their cars. And it could be expensive if you do some outlandish build. It's really expensive for this stuff, but
Yeah.
it's kind of hard, when you want to
It
go
is.
fast and you want to get, you have to get the same parts.
I think that's why we're not, like, even racing wise, we haven't been outside much because we won't even, again, we don't see races that we like so much, I will say, that would make us want to come out, take that drive. But also, our cars haven't been outside either. When our cars used to be outside religiously, so we were outside every day. Until our cars are back outside or get a race, because some of our cars can't even get races, then you might see us around a little bit more.
What cars?
Give some drops. Or you want me to give the drops?
Yeah, what cars?
By name, or just cars in general?
Cars in general.
So we got Mustang, automatic nitrous Mustang, Ginger. Stick shift nitrous Mustang, one of our mans, Elvis. We got a turbo Mustang as well.
Damn.
Our man Dante. We got the Fox body, Vic. We got my car, nitrous Challenger, not fast but stick shift. Who else on the team?
We also got a Traco coming out.
That's
red. We also got the Durango. My boy Blue Eyes.
The
blue Durango.
Durango Hellcat. Your car?
Yeah, my car should be doing something soon. Hopefully,
His G8.
it's a G8.
How soon?
Right now, I'm in the process of moving from a mechanic. I had a situation with that, but now it's in great hands. My boy Javi, shout out to you, boy. Appreciate you. It's in good hands now, so hopefully soon, man.
We'll count Javi's Caprice. That's under our wing now. He under our wing now. Javi's under us now.
I don't know about that.
Are you guys accepting applications for any Hondas?
Bro, listen. We have Rich.
Oh, Rich's Honda, yeah.
Rich Honda.
Yeah, we had a bubble.
I don't have no problem.
Yeah, we had a bubble,
Yeah.
a EG hatch. He raced the DSM, and fucking we won that race.
Oh shit! That's
You
all-wheel
know?
drive or front-wheel drive?
Front wheel drive, regular build, bro.
What?
Regular. I think it's just a regular B series in that car.
Oh, damn, that's crazy.
You know, and so any car, you know, obviously we have relationships. We've all, majority of us all kind of know each other from outside the scene.
We even got a BMW too. We got Adonis.
Oh, Adonis, yeah, Adonis' car is out.
We have
He's
a BMW
outside.
too.
Oh, you have BMW. Okay.
Yeah, it's I don't have, like, when it comes to it, it gets tiring.
Yeah. No, I feel you.
That's it.
You gotta show love to everybody, though. You know.
I have a really good question. Would you guys like to see a New Jersey shootout and a New Jersey and New York shootout
Versus?
Yeah.
I mean, who
We
New
tried
Jersey
that
really
already.
has? I mean, other than like Ange or Kaiju.
We tried that already.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
But
tried
I feel like that'd be really
we
difficult
try to
because
we try to make that happen.
Yeah.
And
Did it happen and it just didn't like?
nah, it's just who's from Jersey actually gonna come to New York, or from New York is gonna go to Jersey. We actually gotta meet in the middle if it's that at that point. But who's really Jersey got? It's only like what, a handful of cars.
What about Maryland?
Maryland's
a
always
big
a touchy
boy,
subject.
Maryland, a lot
We
of
don't.
respect
I'm gonna
for
be
them,
honest.
you heard?
New York, if we did a shootout, New York's not ready for
Nah,
Maryland.
it's not.
Yeah, but I feel like it'd be different because then you have to do the full prep. Not like you can't just do pour and go. You have to do the full
And
prep.
their roads
and that
are-
would take forever.
Their roads are
Nah.
different. We
well,
learned that.
not forever, but it would take
Yeah.
too long.
No, it don't.
Really?
No, because once you lay down one prep in each lane, bro, or it's pour and go.
Yeah, we did so we had hosted a shootout once,
Yeah.
and the easiest thing to do, a lot of people's concern was like, how do you prep for each car after we do race after race? But what we explained to them is that when we get the rear wheel drive cars to race first and we lay down that rubber,
Yeah.
we're pretty much good the rest of the go. We might torture here or there or whatever just to maintain, but once the prep is down, the prep is down.
Right.
Right.
Look at the track.
Yeah, the track, you know, they're not prepping it every time. Think of a race that happens, then you see some guy run by and get stuck on the track.
I know. I seen
You
that
know,
video
so-
where his shoe got stuck and he fell.
You know, things
That's
like
like
that
a
happen.
viral,
So
yeah.
we try to prep it to that state where you can continue races on it. You know, obviously if it's a one-time thing, it's going to be different than like
Right.
the third or fourth race. But most of the time, you're good. I would love to see stuff like that. I would love to see New York versus New Jersey versus Maryland, all that. Coming down to who runs this New York right now, no one does, in my opinion. So who do we really bring out there? You know, we don't have all these guys fast cars ready to go.
Yeah. A lot of
Everyone's-
people are down. Too
You know,
right
a lot of people are down or they're working on new things.
Or they
So
in
we're not
silence,
prepared.
so you don't even know who's who. Because I'll be honest with you, Unico got a lot of cars.
Unico got a lot of cars.
A lot of cars. And
And
shout out to them. Unico got
No
a
one
lot of
knows.
cars.
You know, there's a lot of people that say like, you know, they're from the Bronx. People don't know what their cars do. You go to the track days, when they bring their cars to the track days, they're fast.
Yeah.
But they're not outside in the street yet because people know when that car comes outside, it's going to do this job.
Right.
So it's harder for those type of people. Again, that to me brings Unico into like a reef level. When they bring out a car, they know the shit is fast. Who's
You're
going to
right.
want to race them? So to the new guys, it looks like, who's this guy? Who's this new racer? You don't got
Yeah.
no wins under your belt. You're not on that YouTube page with a list of how many wins you have. So they're like, who the fuck is this guy? But in reality, those dudes either been putting in work or they got a fast car, but they can't get a race.
Facts.
So those are the people that I think would have New York on their back if they can get outside.
And talking about prepping, how do you guys feel about Atco closing down?
That one hit home. I think that one hit a little harder than Englishtown.
Yeah.
We had a lot of stuff planned for Atco,
Right.
and with Chris Miller, I guess we could talk about now.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We had a lot of events planned with Chris Miller and for Atco, so things are obviously going to change. We'll get back to the drawing board a little bit. It was kind of a, you know, curveball, so to speak, but
Are you rubbing your legs again?
it's
bro?
you freaky guy.
Turn me
But
on.
nah,
What's going
I
on
mean,
there?
it's upsetting. It's upsetting because when we get cars to work on the street, it's different from the track. So a lot
Right.
of times you get to the track, you want to see what your car does at the track versus the street, and you know, some of us have taken their cars there, some of us have not.
Yeah.
You know, last year we were there for SummerSlam event. We hosted there. We were, you know, recording everything. It was fun. So now it's like, what do we really have? We're gonna go to Maple Grove. We're gonna go to Island Dragway. We're gonna go to MIR. All that shit is far, man.
True.
Yeah.
I was really hoping they build one right here. In Rhode
Honestly, I think our best hope is if something really starts happening at Calverton.
They're the 8th mile only, right?
It's not a lot, but if you can get a decent event
Yeah.
at Calverton, it'll bring the morale back up. Because
Sure.
everyone's like, what do we do now? We all going to street race? All right, everyone's going to street race. NYPD said they're chasing now.
It doesn't make sense. It really.
It's gonna be a problem.
I don't get it.
I don't understand because especially now with like all the takeover stuff, and there's a lot more things that are going on now in the car community that it's like a track would definitely help. I'm sure.
It would.
Yeah.
But a lot of people, which we spoke about too before, is a lot of people like street racing. They like the thrill of that. So not everybody's going to be at the track. You know what
I
I'm
go
saying?
once in a blue moon, but it's not the same.
It's not.
Yeah,
it's not the same.
Definitely not the same.
So they definitely need to open up a track, or at least open that up
I
to
mean,
the quarter.
we've always said, you know, because we talk about the track, going to the track, and we always tell people, like, what? Because people lock in, like, oh, race me at the track. Like, for what, bro? The track is 5 minutes from my house. That's our track.
Yeah, that's a
So
fact.
why are we going to drive an hour and 30 minutes trailer car when I could just drive my car here and race here?
No,
But
facts.
that's something we're spoiled with, you know, the locations being so close. So, I mean, it still affects, for me, it affects me in a sense of the big name events that keep younger kids growing to see the car scene. They might go to one of these events as a kid and they love cars after that.
Right.
Because I don't expect a 5-year-old, 10-year-old to be at a street race.
Shit.
I expect them to be at the track learning shit. So when they become 16, 17, 18, now they're on the street. Like, I know how this goes now.
Yeah.
I've seen this guy at the track before. They learn that, you know?
Right.
So that to me sucks. You know, then a lot of kids are not going to see that anymore.
No, they're not. Definitely
They're-
not.
They're just going to see the takeover stuff on their internet and want to drift their fucking.
Oh my god, bro! Don't
piece of
get
shit
this
car.
started, man.
You guys like takeovers?
No,
No.
no, man.
Do you think
It's not even because of what they do. It's just the image that they brought to our side.
right?
Yeah.
They combine both of us together.
Yeah.
That's when I see an issue. Other than that, that should look fun. Enjoy. Y'all want to kill each other? Fine. But honestly, bro, when they involve the drag racing and put everything together, that fucked everything
they
up.
make a lot of those big task force because of them, not because of us. Our stuff takes what, 14 seconds? 14
I mean,
seconds or
when
less
is
less?
when is the last time you seen somebody die from drag racing?
A couple years, maybe like 2 years ago.
Yeah, but where?
It was on. I don't know if it was on a Parkway. Yes, yeah, I've definitely seen that video where they were lined up and there was like a truck that
Nobody
ran.
died.
Nobody died in that.
Nobody
No.
died. You talking about where Ty Boogie got fucked up?
I think it was a year ago or 2
Yeah,
years ago.
that was when there was two Hondas racing. They got hit by a drunk driver.
Nobody-
died.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I could have sworn.
Nah,
that-
they said a bunch of people died. This kid from I forget his name.
ARP.
Yeah, ARP had got fucked up. Ty Boogie had got fucked up. Broken leg, a bunch of shit. But from what I've heard, nobody died.
Bro, that is wild.
Yeah,
I
that
could have
car
sworn.
was crunched.
Well, I thought it was 2 people who passed.
Yeah, that's what they had
That's
said.
what they had
That's
said,
what
yeah.
they had said. The driver definitely would have. If you watch the
Yeah,
video,
but-
he was fucking.
That's not even compared because
What was he
this
doing?
is
He was filling his tire. He was checking his tire pressure. So when his
Oh,
car got hit from the rear,
Yeah.
literally just went right by him.
yeah, but back again, you cannot compare that accident to
No, I'm
everything.
saying, but
'Cause
in general, like, yeah.
nah,
that's
it's
what I'm saying.
fine, and I understand what you're saying, but look, the person that hit the car, he
Yeah.
wasn't a part of the
He
whole
wasn't a part of that,
situation.
right?
When it comes to these takeovers, there's people that actually involved.
There's a lot of people
that
involved.
are
True.
hitting each other, running
yeah,
each other
and then
over.
dying off the shit.
I mean,
Like,
I see it every single day.
we fight with people. Yo, you cannot park in that fucking side. Get the fuck off the road.
Mhm.
That's the type of mentality we on when we in the highway or we doing what we doing. So our safety means a whole lot, and
Mhm.
actually prepping means a whole lot when it comes to safety. Because as a Supra, if you spinning out third and fourth gear, and
Yeah.
that's way up top.
Way up top.
You're
True.
not gonna be able to control that shit. So if somebody's parking the side, you're gonna get hit. So that's the main thing. Like, when does the last time that anybody seen in drag racing somebody passed away? No, it's
Like from
it's
passion.
it's not safe, but we trying to be as safe as possible for our
I
side.
think bro from OTL had raced out here. He crashed his Civic, his CRX.
Yeah, that
and-
was a while back.
Nah, it wasn't too long. It was like two years ago as well. He
The
crashed
red
his,
one?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he crashed his car, but he had a roll cage. It took
Yeah,
a
he's-
couple,
yeah.
you know, and it did its thing. It kept him safe. So there's a lot of safety stuff that we have to be sure of, you know. And
Right.
that's, you know, again, kids jumping in cars that are fast and going to race. Pay attention to certain stuff you need. Get a fire extinguisher. Put a fire extinguisher in your car or something.
Yeah.
At minimum, pay attention to the little things because anything can happen.
No, listen, and you're also gonna have a lot of problems because we had a situation before we came over here, even to come into your podcast. You understand what I'm saying? Because y'all
today,
not just even before we got here.
Oh,
we had a little back and forth about even being here. You understand?
That's you guys.
Us.
Yeah,
yes, us.
Between us. So like,
well, talk about it. What was the back and forth?
Basically, that's y'all guys is new. Y'all never been around. You understand? He's been around, but
to us,
it's never been on racing. So when it comes to certain people, it's gonna be harder for you to have people come in here and speak, unless it's like somebody who's really involved in like filming and YouTube and like big names, or like lower names, like people that we around or he's around, is gonna be harder to get. So, and that's the reason why we here, and I'm gonna put it out there for everybody, bro. Give everybody a chance. You understand what I'm saying? They can learn, y'all can learn, and we can learn by what they doing here. We had this going for ourselves a little while back. We had our own podcast.
Right.
You feel me? So what y'all doing is not so much different of what we did back there, and what we can still do. You understand what I'm saying? So
of course.
With that said, bro, give everybody an opportunity. If the guys call you up and they decide they want you on the podcast, give them a chance. You never know what could come out from here. It could be an opportunity.
It's like you guys were saying, trying to keep New York together.
Yeah.
And that's what our vibe is, whether we have our conversations about it, and well, again, one person says no, the other person says yes, and you have this back and forth, but you have to come to the realization, like, for the culture and the community, hey, you know what, let's give them a familiar face they might see outside and say, let's give these guys a chance, or give ourselves a chance to kind of just put what we have to say out. Again, like you said, we haven't been outside for a little while, so someone might want to know what we got going on, or there might be some new people in the scene that don't know who we are.
That y'all follow us.
You might have people who follow, like, oh, who the hell are these guys? I never seen a car from them. I never seen a prep. They don't know, because a lot of times you just see the fire on the floor. You don't really see Hector's face or the other people who prep, because it's a team behind the prep thing. It's a team behind the whole business.
Shout out to my boy Jay and my brother Ty. They always outside with me prepping.
100%, always outside.
Yeah.
And
it's just that, man. It's not doing you guys a favor. I don't see it like that. I just feel like, bro, we needed to do this because we was in the same shoes y'all was when we was coming up with this prepping situation, and nobody was even trying. Like, we had a fight,
just do it,
to do what we do today.
That's why I asked you. So I'm gonna just be honest now at this point, since you guys already brought it up.
Yeah.
Like, people were saying stuff to me. I'm gonna just keep real with y'all. Like, I already had my own impressions on what I was trying to do out of this. It wasn't to like get street racers on. It was more just to put on for the community with cars in general. So as you guys see, I don't really post only street racers. I post businesses and people that are actually known. So the point of this podcast is to pay homage to people who are alphas in the street. So whether you made a name for yourself, and you guys know what it's like coming up, like you mentioned, my job is to interview those people, because I do this for a living. This is I don't work a 9 to 5. I film for a living. Right. So if I can help and provide whatever I can, whether it's my equipment or my film experience, to bring light to you guys, then that's my job is done. You know what I'm saying? Whether I'm from Long Island, New York, Queens, doesn't matter. It's still part of New York. You know what I'm saying?
Like, you definitely have a point, and trust me, your setup is beautiful. And really professional.
Coming from us struggling with it,
we listen.
I've been there. I mean, but then again, like I said, it's like prep stuff. You guys have went through experiences with that. You guys put all it's a business for you. So for this, it's the same thing with me. Like, I take this serious, and this is like changed my life completely.
No, that's good.
I mean, listen, bro. I'll be honest with you. When it comes to this street racing shit, like, you have potential to have a lot of people in here.
That's the goal. And again, it's not about me.
It's not only. No, I'm just saying, like, it's not going to be about you, and it's not about us. It's just to bring what we doing out there, and even sending a message to the cop also, like, yo, what we do is not really that crazy of dangerous. You know what I'm saying? It is dangerous. We understand it's dangerous.
Yeah,
but
that's true.
we have taken safety procedures when
There's
it
a lot
comes
of safety involved.
Like, we're not just going to go over there and do reckless shit. You understand what I'm saying? We do a lot of things just to make sure that we make it home to our wife and kids.
Right.
Or home period. So I appreciate you and my guy over here giving us an opportunity.
I'm just the inviter guy.
You guys wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him. So like a lot of people comment that he shouldn't be on the podcast, but in order for me to be able to,
I did not understand either. You understand? Like I didn't even know exactly what part are you playing and stuff like that.
But you know what? That's a good reason y'all brought that up, because that's why he brought me here. Because it's the same thing. A lot of people, this new era, only know Hector's face.
Yeah.
And the same way they say, like, if you when people ask why is he here, and then people come new face like, why is this guy here?
Yeah.
It's the same thing. It takes more than one person to build a brand. It takes more than one person to build a thing. And what our history is underneath all the GSF stuff, and why it is what it is why I guess it was important for him to have me here, and why it's important for you to have him here as well.
Right. I don't feel like it would have been fair for me to interview street racing people if I'm not really out there like that. So I need to have somebody who's actually, because it's not really, and it becomes weird, because then it's like I'm asking you guys questions and I'm not really there. So his place comes in where he can ask the questions because he was there. I'm not going to sit here and just be going off videos and be like, oh yeah, so you know this.
Listen, man, any questions, give me a call. I'll leave my number with you, and whatever we can help you with, we help you out. I mean, listen, it's only to grow, man. I mean, like, it's really, people gonna talk shit regardless.
I'm used to it.
We started talking shit as soon as we seen y'all posted the show.
But that's New York though.
Exactly. That's why like even myself, you know, saying the shit that I say and doing what I do, it would be out of character for me not to. You know, that's just the character. And anyone who knows us or knows me knows that there's always you're always gonna get that vibe from me first. You know, a lot of the people that we're very cool with started off in very bad terms. We have beautiful relationships with now to this day. So
that's the beauty of it, though.
You don't take it personal. You know,
100%.
It's just
for me,
the shit talking. It creates a dynamic for you to want to like push it even further. Like, oh, these guys talking shit. Fuck it, I'm gonna do more. You know.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna talk shit just because before all this podcast and stuff, like growing my own brand, like people just talk shit from day one, and it was, for me, it was tough mentally. And I was going back and forth with people, but I have too much going on right now where it's not even worth it.
It takes a lot of energy.
Yeah, it's too much. It's too much.
And like,
that's me though, because all this to do all this and edit and do everything.
They don't understand the process of this. That's the issue.
No,
nobody haven't put, like, we've been through this. We know the process.
We know exactly what you guys do behind the scenes, so how this all sets.
The sweat that you go through putting up lights. And
I saw I was sweating.
Like, trust me, we understand every single point of it.
You know, it takes a lot.
With that said, it's like, yo, you have to respect it. Like, that's why we had that conversation. We came to an agreement and like, you know what? Let's show up. Let's go over there and let's talk our shit. Let's say what we have to say. They have a different kind of people following them and looking at their videos, and probably some of our people actually looking at the videos too. I
don't even know who's watching.
Listen, bro, trust me, they watching.
Yeah, there's a lot of people watching. There's a lot of people watching.
Because we involve in every other chat, and y'all usually just pop up.
All the race chats from New York City, Long Island, upstate, New Jersey, even Maryland, we're in them. Your videos are getting shared there.
That's good. I mean, but again,
it's good.
It's not about me, because I'm not. You don't see me. You see me asking the questions, but you don't see.
No, but it's to know that you're having an impact on the culture. So for us, it makes more sense to show the positive impact on the culture as well, and give our 2 cents, and give you guys the opportunity. You know, because even when we speak on our podcast, it's more lighthearted, it's more fun. We bullshit here and there.
Yeah.
But it gives you guys the opportunity to ask the questions that people might want to ask. You know, in the background, or say like, all right, what is the real reason for asking serious questions that we don't really get asked, or some people might feel like they can't ask because you know we're not approachable, thanks to Hector. You know, they look at Toretto over here and don't want to talk. Start off the video with the Toretto song. Do it to him every time.
God,
this guy, he loves that song.
Don't start that Toretto.
Every time he come to my house, I play that shit.
I have lifted shit, bro. That shit is crazy.
Come on, imagine him and his Charger looking like this with a cross. I want him to dress up. I want him to dress up like Toretto for Halloween, but he don't want to do it.
This nigga right here, you don't hold my leg, right?
I have long hair. I'll be Michelle Rodriguez.
Yo, he really.
You remember the scene when she was sitting on his lap in the cup?
We ain't
Yo.
you took it too far, bro. Damn, man.
Y'all joke like this all the time?
Yeah.
All the time.
Oh shit, that's great, man. Nah, but I really appreciate that. And to be honest, I mean, you could tell your side, bro. Cause look, we could be honest. This is New York shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
This nigga was scared.
Of what?
This nigga was scared.
Of us?
About what?
Yeah, like he didn't know what was gonna happen. I'm like, bro,
Nah.
honestly,
Nah, you know,
look,
look.
look, this is me being transparent.
Nah,
It's my podcast. I say what I want.
Look, I knew he was kind of iffy because the image we put out there sometimes is a little too harsh. And
probably
sometimes
No. Here's where I was curious because then
Don't say curious. Be honest. nigga.
I'm being
Go
I
ahead.
am being honest. And you said from the phone call, you said, yeah, I'm gonna bring my team. I don't know how many teams you were bringing, and I was like, oh shit, this is not my shop. You know what I'm saying? Well, I'm part of it, but I'm just saying, for the respect, we want a certain amount of people that in the shop. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I was telling you. I was like, yeah, you're only allowed to bring this one.
Honestly, I'm glad you said that.
Right.
Because I was 100% ready to come here 20, 30 deep.
Exactly.
And I was prepared for it. Not saying that anything was gonna happen, but
No, it's not even for bad
Yeah.
reasons, but this is my
Yeah.
opinion as to why. Because GSF is a whole family of people, so we want everyone to feel their shine.
he mentioned that on the phone too.
Yeah. When we do
He
our
said,
podcast,
whoever
bro,
fuck, you know what
you
I'm
might see 2 or 3 of us, but at the end, we make everybody get on camera, even the guy behind the camera, because we want people to know the face you see is not who we are. There's a lot of us that make this what it is.
Yeah.
You know? So if we're going to come here because we're being invited as GSF, we try to bring the team to say, look, this is you guys as well. You know?
Yeah.
When we race and we prepping our cars, it's more than now. Hector don't have to work solo. He has other people helping him out. When we did our shootout, bro, everybody who was part of GSF wore a lime green colored hoodie, so you knew who was event staff.
Right.
You know, and you know, if you have an issue with your car, you don't know who to talk to, you go into that person. So when we do more other things, you'll notice there's a lot of people playing, you know, in the field with that. So we were 100% ready to bring 1,000 people, but he let me know.
Now that we met you guys and you show your energy.
I'm not gonna lie. I was
Well,
never,
I'm just saying.
you know,
as a
like
respect,
I said,
as a respect
there
for
is
the
some
shop,
things-
you know?
There's some things. There's which videos? There's no videos of nothing.
Some people.
And last
And-
Yo, that's funny.
Look, let's get to it. Look,
Just tell him, yo,
look.
be straight up, bro. Stop fronting, man.
I am. I'm being honest.
If certain people got slapped, it's because they deserve this shit.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna be out here bullying anybody because I have kids of my own.
We don't
You
have
understand
no
what I'm
beef
saying?
for
I
nobody.
mean,
We come in peace.
At the end of the story, we all grown ass, man. We all have.
That don't matter though.
No. But I'm saying we all have rules in this shop,
Right.
And I was told only
Oh
to
yeah,
have.
no.
you know what
That's
I'm saying?
respectable
Yeah,
for
nah,
sure.
definitely.
So
That's respect. We was only gonna come that way because
He doesn't seem like he doesn't
Nah,
agree
bro,
with that.
you still capping.
No,
But it's all right. It's all right. Look,
look, we brought up the one stock shit earlier, the fighting thing, because people might see videos of us fighting, slapping people, whatever the case is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we mentioned one of the teams that people know us for being with all the time, which is One Stock. It started off very bad, but just because something physical happened, don't mean you can't be friends or cool with somebody after. That's how the jungle works.
Right.
You know, you fight in the jungle, but that's your family. You know, you
Yeah.
have I don't know if you have siblings or anything, but
I have a sister.
so
Yeah.
growing up having a brother or sister, whatever, you fight, but that's your brother, right?
Right.
Me and Hector, this is my brother. I consider him my brother. We might fight. We have videos of us boxing, everybody boxing each other, but that's our brother. So it could start off, maybe somebody slapped you because we felt we disrespected you.
Yeah.
But when I see you, I'm not going to beat you up every time. I'm like, yo,
Yeah.
bro, everything's good. You all right? You know what's up? There's people that we've had altercations with as
I
well.
left them alone, bro.
And I see
Hold on,
them, I
B.
say what's up. Everything's cool. I have no beef with nobody.
Yeah.
It's cool. It's just sometimes situations happen. People need to remember racing is part of the street and street shit happens.
Just keep it on a certain level. Like if you come and
So wait, hold on. So you slap somebody, next day someone say what up?
nah. It
It
don't
doesn't work
work.
out that way.
It
That's
don't work.
kind of
I don't know
crazy.
how
Nah,
that works.
it
Like,
don't-
damn,
trying to
you good?
I'm
What
trying
you
to
doing?
be modest. I'm
Look,
trying to be modest.
So basically, look, I had a situation
I just
where
thought it was funny the way you said it.
this guy right here was going back and forth with a certain situation, and then the guy said a couple of things, and I didn't appreciate this shit because
Yeah.
at the end of the day, bro, this is really like I treat him like really my brother. So if you disrespect him, it's like disrespecting me, and you're not disrespecting me.
Not facts.
So now, as I see you, I'm gonna take care of what I gotta take care of you. So I slapped the shit out of you one time, and I'm not looking at you at nothing else because you didn't do anything else. So I'll let you be. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not gonna be there beating you up every single time I see you.
Yes, I was getting to the next.
And
thing.
this is in the street racing world. Like
Right.
we're gonna see each other every day or every other day when there's a race going down. So I'm not trying to look for trouble, but don't look for trouble in our way neither.
That's how I saw it. I never look, I'm like I said, my job or how I'm doing this is not to get on here and talk about myself.
Yeah.
It's to highlight the people on. So I told you on the phone that it'd only be right to have you guys on because you guys are OGs in the scene. So
look,
it makes sense. I wasn't looking at it any other way. I don't know how he was looking at it. I can't speak for him.
I'm going to be as real as you can. You cannot put or say New York street racing without even saying GSF. That's just facts.
Yeah. And you can't claim you the king of New York or New York street racing and never raced on a big field on our end. No, those are anyone comes from Jersey, Maryland, whatever they come from, they always race in the Bronx. So they don't come out here and race on. They don't come out here and race on. And nothing against it, but that's the mid-range spot. That's the middle spot for everybody. Yeah. And people know those roads work. You know, so you can't claim king and never raced there before. I've never made a pass there before. That's my personal opinion. But for what he said, you know, as regarding us being here, we're really nice guys at the end of the day.
Bro, he came up to me and shook my hand. He said, "Yo, I just want to introduce myself." I'm like, "Okay."
Really nice. Guy, I remember when you first spoke to me. Nah, we don't want no problems.
Who, me?
Yeah. When you was talking to me in the phone, we just coming out of respect. You know, like
that wasn't coming from a drama perspective. That was just me saying, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're not trying to, because you guys film.
Yeah.
It had nothing to do with like.
Nah.
Yeah, it wasn't. Honestly, I didn't even know anything until we got off the phone.
Yeah.
And then he told me whatever it was, and I was like, "Oh, really? I didn't even know who you were either." Yeah. So then he started breaking stuff down to me. I'm like, "Bro, I don't feel like there's anything that we should be worried about because he was super respectful on the phone for one.
Yeah.
And two, just from my experience, I feel like I can't. Look.
Say what you have to say, my brother. That's what you do this for.
I feel like real shit like that, you wouldn't come on a podcast and really, like, it'd be done somewhere else. If I feel like
100%.
That's how I feel. Because that's not, you wouldn't want to do that to yourself.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't really worried, and I knew what my intentions were, and I know what my intentions are with this podcast.
Right.
I'm not here to start no drama with nobody. I'm not taking sides.
I mean,
I'll say how I feel, and
again, when you come out of anger, right, you say some dumb shit because you out of anger. You feel me? So, as me growing when it comes to the street racing shit, I'm basically have my hand on different things.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Filming, prepping, racing, podcasts. Most likely, I had my hands. Like, we had our hands on everything.
Right.
So, like,
someone's going to do it.
Yeah. Certain situations, somebody's going to grab onto it and just run with it. Right. You can't be upset at that. Like, you as a person, like, you can't be upset. Like, that's why I spoke to him about it. It's like, yo, bro, we was at that point when we was coming up that we had that issue. So we can't be doing the same thing to these guys. Let's just go over there and do what we got to do and talk our shit. So...
I really appreciate that because I didn't even know that was the mindset y'all had before coming here, but that's definitely
it was because I don't know if you seen all the comments and shit. My guy over here go crazy. You hear me?
Nah, I did, bro. So I didn't see, me personally, I didn't see any comments. I didn't see any. I don't know what he saw. I'm sure he saw something or heard something, but
I was sharing.
I'm the one. It's my podcast, so I see it's too much shit going on. I don't know half the time what's going on. It's too much.
Yeah, nah.
So, if there was anything that was said, even if it was, bro, like, it's too much work.
No, nothing was really elaborate.
Look.
I'll say.
Everybody's looking at us in the camera right now. Look. Oh, cool.
You see what I'm saying, bro?
Like, any videos you've seen of this guy or this guy doing anything, hurting anyone, it was AI generated. It was not real. I never slapped nobody on camera. He never slapped nobody on camera. It was AI generated.
I mean, bro, like, we're the same thing. Like, me and him, we have a beef with each other back then.
Just so you don't feel alone, I was very aggressive and defensive towards Rock. so to speak, right? I was very aggressive and defensive towards Reef.
Here we go.
Mhm.
See,
Right?
he
I'm
knows
gonna be
more than-
honest, because I want you to feel comfortable with our relationship. I was
Yeah.
very aggressive and defensive against both of those people,
Mm-hmm.
and I could talk to those people day in, day out now to this day. I could hit them up, ask them how you doing, text them, talk to them regularly. Reef hits me up, we talk, everything's all
I
family.
had a problem with Rock.
Same thing.
Yeah,
I-
what was
I-
that situation with Rock?
The what?
With Rock.
Everybody,
wanna talk about it.
everybody's situation. That's my problem. You know, when it comes to this new generation, it's always gonna be somebody talking shit without having proof.
Yeah.
Yes.
So now,
oh, yeah.
so now
Explain
when it comes,
that.
all right, because it came to a point with street racing and shit. Like some shit went down in our backyard. He
Right.
was involved, and some pointers that was pointed out to me, it looked like the dude was fucking a rat. So I got tight. I'm like, you know what, bro? I can't have this guy, because now you got to think about it. A whole team is behind me because
Yeah.
I'm outside. They call me for prep. I got to come out. So I have my whole team coming with me. They have families to go down to. So if I get wrapped up or they get wrapped up, that's on me. You understand?
No,
so
that's
I
facts.
can't be around somebody who's going to be talking to the boys and da give them. Now we can't do that. So
Oh,
I back
hell
myself up. I block, did what I had to do. Even if I got to talk shit, I'm going to talk my shit. It's my fucking page.
That's true.
You understand? So I said
You knew
what I
this?
had to say.
You knew that?
Yeah, I already knew.
Hell yeah, he knows. That's Rock's best friend.
no,
So
no. I mean, I never.
Nah, I'm fucking with you, bro.
I never
nah.
got to talk to Rock about it, but
Nah,
I knew the
look,
situation.
Bro,
was-
yeah.
relax, man.
Yeah.
Relax. It's gonna be okay.
Nah, it's cool. Bro,
I'm just
bro,
asking.
me and Rock could talk for hours, bro.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
talk to him on the phone. We speak. There's no problem.
No, it's not.
He explained himself to me, which he didn't have to. He explained himself to Heck, and he didn't have to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
didn't have to do any of that shit.
Yo, I put it out there. I apologize to the kid, bro, because I was so mad at the point that, bro, like you coming around my people and you basically saying that everybody, even people that he goes and say what's
Yeah.
up to.
I was gonna say that's something I want to point out. There's a lot of street
Yeah.
racers out there that was calling Rock a rat and shaking his hand when they seen him.
That's what
That's
got
the
me
shit
more
we
upset.
don't fuck with.
Damn.
That's what got us
Yeah.
mad.
So now when I seen that, and I'm like, yo, you know what, man, I fucked up. Like me as a man, like I'm a man, I fucked up. So we spoke. You know, when I spoke to Rock, I let him know, like, yo, bro, my fault. I apologize. Bro.
Yeah.
But other than that, bro, like unless somebody brings me proof, paperwork, bro, you cannot be calling everybody out here fucking rat, bro.
And that's street rules. That's not even
Like,
racing shit. That's just street shit. Can't
They
call
told
somebody
me
a rat
I
with no
had
paperwork.
paperwork. I bet. So show
me
me
see
the
it.
paperwork. You know what I
But
mean?
paperwork came from the other side saying the other way. So, you know what I mean? He provided some paperwork that showed that he was telling the right thing. So
Damn, this is like deep
it is deep.
drama
Yeah.
that, you know,
That's the
Exclusive,
underworld, but that's the
exclusive.
but you know what? That's
Yeah.
the underworld of the racing scene is that people
Right.
forget there's a lot of drama and bullshit that can transpire and a lot of street stuff
Yeah.
that can still transpire and it ruins relationships 100%.
Yeah.
But
Yo,
we're very transparent dudes.
I was actually like I basically, how can I say this when it comes to Rock? I basically not give him the okay. It's just like I blessed him, bro. I blessed Rock, bro.
Well, he-
Like,
yeah, he
when
came
he
in,
first
like-
came out, like
yeah.
I'm like, yo, bro, here, take a shirt. I respect what you do. Filming, keep filming, keep
Yeah, nah,
pushing.
we had no. When he
like
popped up into the scene, we showed him mad love.
mad love.
Mad love.
Mad
And
love.
that hasn't changed. Don't get me wrong, it's never changed.
Yeah.
I mean, it did change.
I mean,
for a period
no, I'm
of
saying
time
till
for
now.
myself.
Right now, no, it's
but-
still the same way. Our opinion only changed because of we were told something, and we ran with it
right.
because we respected the people who told us those things. But being men, we gave him an opportunity. Not that he didn't even need to. He don't need to maintain a relationship with us at all.
At all.
But he did. And that goes for a lot of people. So I just wanted you to understand to feel comfortable. We can be very irrational at first, but that's just our nature. You know, like you said, that's New York shit.
New
That's
York
our
shit,
nature.
Yeah.
But what would it be like if you were to join a frat or a gang or whatever? You got to get hazed in. You know, you can't be easy. Wait a minute, it's hazy. You know what I mean? It can't be that easy. You got to go through some of the bullshit. You know,
Yeah.
we
Right.
have that when new people hang around us. You know, we
Right.
make it worst thing ever. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
You have a friend that's at the front of the line. He's thinking, I'm with GSF. It's all cool. And then I pants him, and his ding dong is hanging out at the race. Hey, welcome to GSF.
Make sure my strings are tied.
Yeah, around us, definitely.
Wait a minute.
Nah, but that's dope, man. Like I said, I really do appreciate that. And hopefully this opens up like more opportunities for us because
100%, yeah.
He's more so been reaching out to the street racing guys because, like I said, I'm not really it's weird for me to do that. So he's the one who's outside, so it's like that's why he's doing it.
I guess what I'll say to you is that you've put out enough content in a street racing world that you can consider yourself part of that culture. So don't ever feel like you're not a part of that culture.
Well, I'm not really outside right now. Like I'm not.
No, you don't need to be, bro. But you're a car guy. Your car is part of your lifestyle. You grew up around cars, and you're doing this podcast around cars. And it's not only just racing, because when guys come up here, yeah, they might talk about a race or two, but you can ask them, like you said, about stuff from Honda days or from your experience. So you are a part of this culture, and embrace that.
Yeah,
definitely embrace that. And that's how a lot of even our stuff works is. We may have not had the professional side of it locked in, but we embrace the culture and the part of the culture that we played a part in or that we followed.
Right.
And you have to understand that at this point in your career, you play a part in that culture, bro, for 100%.
He bless you, bro.
Facts.
Been blessed.
Nah, look, man, like I said earlier, if you need any help or whatever, or even getting certain people in here, like definitely just let me know, and we try to at least play it out. I mean, they should have seen this video by then. And hopefully, bro, like, whoever you do want to get in here, will actually come, man, because it's not bad, man. Like, speak your mind. You have your questions. You know what I mean? Like, why not?
It's a lot more professional than ours. We usually, like, a couple of bottles of Henny in.
I mean, I wish it could be like that.
Bro,
but
what's your Henny at?
We have drinks here, too, but, like, I wish it could be like that. But the thing is, the problem with that is it's harder for me to edit stuff. Because then I have to go through and find certain pieces of the
clips
clip.
that are good,
And the clips I'm trying to put out right now at this current moment is just like very basic information. That way, once I get past that stuff, I can post like
then
the
you
fun
can have
stuff.
a same person come around bullshit here and there.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
add more personality.
It's definitely different. Yeah, it's definitely different.
So one thing I had to talk about.
What's up?
This flagging situation. You see how y'all ask about the flagging situation?
With Ak?
You have to have somebody who actually flagging here.
Like, with some when I asked Ak or
anybody,
or you talking about Chino?
Chino really flag, man. I ain't gonna do him. Listen, bro, I
Look,
gotta be yeah, you have to get somebody in here who's actually flagged, like Doug.
We tried, man.
Gringo.
We tried.
It's just we did. I spoke to him too. The thing is, a lot of people don't. It's a podcast, so we can talk about whatever you want. But if we're gonna have somebody on like that, I have to be able to talk to them about everything. And that's the problem right now I'm having is a lot of people are DMing me to be on the podcast. I have a list of people I want to like. Still going through it, and you guys are on it too. So I can't just have people just because they have a nice car get on the podcast and talk because it's like, what am I going to talk about for a whole hour with you? Okay, your car's nice. Oh, you got a supercharger? Oh, no. Okay, now what? What'd you have for lunch today? Like, what am I going to talk about? Like,
no.
You know what I'm saying?
These people gotta apply themselves, man. You might have a cool build, you might have a cool car, but if you
I respect it. You know, but
you gotta apply this. The point of this, and this is from my opinion of our podcast, when we brought people on, we wanted them to give us information, to give the viewers information. You know,
exactly.
We've had people on that build cars. We've had people on who tune cars. We have people who just been in the racing scene for a long time.
Yeah.
People who race, just to give a different aspect because. I have my opinions. He has his opinions, but we're not gonna bring someone on just because you hung out with us all the time. You know, like again, we have people in our team who race, never been on our podcast at all. You know, it doesn't always have to be so self-centered. You know,
right?
It's
exactly.
There's other things you can grasp from people.
Now you very well spoken though.
I appreciate it.
He's white. What you expect?
You Puerto Rican, probably, right?
Yeah, Puerto Rican. I'm the white boy of the team because of my skin color, but it's summer, bro. I'm getting a little tan. You feel me?
Yeah, it's possible.
You Puerto Rican too, right?
Yeah.
I would have thought you were Dominican.
I get that a lot.
It's the completion. That's what it is.
I get that
and the
a
beard
lot.
too. And the beard.
Yeah, you got the Dominican got beard.
Oh yeah. Está bien.
You short in it like a Dominican too?
Yeah. With a hoodie.
We're gonna leave that alone, bro.
All right, but
nasty,
look,
bro.
So basically what I was trying to say about this whole flagging shit, like, a lot of people the people you had here really don't have that much experience.
Okay.
So the flagging situation, bro, plays a major key when it comes to racing. So it's a big ass responsibility. And sometimes what happens is they put it on you and they take it away. So they tell you, oh, you have the last call. But then when you do make that last call,
you don't like it.
It's not benefiting that person. It'd be like, nah, you cannot make this call. You cannot pay this person.
Yeah, I mean, there's a video that's gonna drop soon where it's
so
gonna be pretty funny.
It's always gonna be an issue when it comes to flagging.
Yeah.
Because if you are somebody that nobody knows, you might be able to just, I bet, say whatever you have to say and get away with it.
There's no emotions to try to trigger.
But then at that, it's like, how you gonna know that person is gonna do the right thing? By flagging. You have to flag, point, and then you can't, like, you're gonna depend on that person. Then at that, you gotta worry about them carrying the money.
That's true too.
So it's a big deal flagging races.
I mean, you consider yourself a flagger, right?
Well, like, I flag, but people don't like my opinion most likely. So every single time,
but they'll listen to your opinion.
I mean, they will listen because I mean, I'm gonna get serious.
Whether we're on the side of the person who's racing or not, he's gonna tell you what it is.
Right.
And people don't like that, unfortunately. But that's how it should be.
That's how it should be. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's why like nowadays like certain people don't like me flagging at all, because like you cannot cheat me and tell me that I can't pay the person. Nah, I'm gonna tell you, fuck you. I'm gonna pay the person. You know what I mean? Because that's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Even if I'm cool with you or not.
What is your opinion, I guess, seeing it from the background? Let's say a situation like a race situation and they choose who wins the money. What is your opinion on someone who doesn't get paid or doesn't pay? Ooh. What do you think should happen?
As an outsider.
As an outsider. And it's
as an outsider?
As an outsider.
Okay. So that shit kind of pisses me off. I'm not gonna lie.
So
I
give you a sense. So like, say someone jumps and they should have gotten paid, but they be like, I'm not fucking paying. What do you feel like should happen?
I can't really say because we're on camera, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's some serious shit. It's not even with street racing. That's just anything in general.
That's
it doesn't matter. It goes outside of that because that's the principle. Like you have to pay.
With our opinion, with us, I'll beat you up. I'm fucking you up, bro.
Okay,
that's like old school right there.
I'm dead serious, bro. Yo, bro, we got into how many problems because of that situation? And that's why people don't understand. When we come back outside and we bring our cars out, don't try to play us, bro. Trying to think that you'll be like, oh, nah, we not paying you. I'm punching your mouth. And then from there, we move on. Because you're not going to disrespect me knowing that I bring my team outside, put my money together, and race you fairly. And then you're going to tell me because you think I jump or I think you jump and we go back and we settle it, the flagger goes to make the decision. Even if I lose or I win and you didn't pay me, then it's gonna be an issue, bro. Like, you're not gonna tell me you're not gonna pay me.
Yeah, that is wild. But you know, from an outsider, like you said, it kind of kills it for me to watch that, because it's like, yo, like, this shit, to me it's corny.
It makes you feel like, why are you gonna race if you're not gonna get paid?
That's what I'm saying. And it's like, you wouldn't do that shit back in the day. At least I don't think anybody would.
No, pistol whip, punch in the face, jump.
That's what I'm saying. So I just don't understand why it's okay now, and it's very common.
I think because this new era of races are soft. Mm-hmm. They never got punched in the face before. Back in the day, to race, you needed to be a little bit tough. You couldn't just pop out in the racing in the Bronx, in my opinion, and just start saying, I'm a race. Like, oh yeah, you gonna race? How much money you got? Boop, take your money. You're not racing.
That's what I'm saying.
It was a little different in my opinion then. You could say, oh, because now dudes is like, I'm not racing unless it's for 5,000 or less. 5,000. Show up with the 5,000, bro. We get the 5,000. Again, so there's new eras a little bit. They see these big numbers and they should want to show up, and it's no one really knows of anyone getting hurt off of it, so they're thinking it's not a big deal. They don't have to pay. But try that shit in Maryland.
That's what I'm saying.
Georgia,
let's get outside of New York.
Ass.
You can't
do
that.
That's what I'm saying. Try that shit anywhere. They beating ass. So when did New York get so soft?
Facts.
Yeah,
we did got soft. We did got soft. Like,
I can't speak from that perspective because, like, you know.
But that's why I asked you, because I want to, because we have our personal feelings, but because we're in it. So how do you see, when you see it, you feel like that ruins the culture? You know, it ruins the scene.
No, it ruins anything. You can't do that. It's a known thing, and it doesn't matter if you're gambling or whatever it is. Like, you can't do that.
Not pay and expect not to get touched.
You know what's really crazy? for the amount of pot that they be racing for, like, for example, it'd be like a 2,000 pot, whatever, and they'd be like, oh, we need to get paid with this and that. Well, for a short amount of pot, you really gonna fight for something like that?
That's what I'm saying. How much you really making on this?
Come on,
Bro, it'd be like 100 niggas putting $20 in. Relax.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, get your breath back,
Is it
bro.
really?
Yo, look,
That's
like,
what I don't understand. That's crazy.
Wait.
Go,
It's the principle.
Nah, it
of
is the
that,
principle.
too.
It is the
That's
principle. Whether it's
Look,
20 grand,
even
or
if it's
2,000.
$2,000, bro, like, you're not gonna just tell me that you're not gonna pay me.
Right.
Because then the next person,
It's a
he's
respect
gonna
level.
try to do that shit. No, we're not.
No,
doing that.
I'm talking about for the person that arguing. Oh yeah, I
From the
jumped.
arguing perspective,
Yeah, yeah.
like, why argue over? If you lost, bro, it's like, yo, like, you got like you said, you got like 20 people put in $20. Like,
It's
what
not
are
that
you
serious.
doing?
Just move on, bro.
Yeah.
Just move on. Because let's be honest, I'm going to be frank here. If you're racing for 2 Gs, the driver's not putting 2 Gs up. If
Right.
you're racing for 20 Gs, the driver's probably putting 5,000 of his own money max.
Yeah.
Does that really pay for your car if it blows? Hell no. We all own cars here. You blow your motor, you're at least 10 Gs in starting. None of these races pay for your build when you win or lose. So
Motor's
is it really
expensive.
worth it? Let's be for real, you know?
Yeah.
So you really mad? You pressing over the $20 you might make back or $100 you might make back. If you make the 5,000 back, all right, cool. You might get a exhaust or something.
But what's wrong with the $20 though? That could be my gas
Bro.
going back home.
Spit the $20 thing.
It was like facts.
Who you know bets the least amount of money?
But yeah, but this is the crazy part too, because then you got other people in the pot, right? For example, I was in a race one time and my pot was in. I think I was $50, and then they were
Gambling, but okay.
yeah, well.
Risking.
No, but they were arguing till like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
over
Like,
nothing,
I'm like, bro,
over
like,
nothing.
come on, just get paid or split it, whatever.
But
It's
they
not
know.
my
But
money
these
back.
people, they know this. They know this is happening, and I don't know if it's just to get more camera time. I have no idea, bro.
Yeah, bro.
And
It's a
even
hustle.
now, you go and
It's
you
a
hear
hustle.
people on the outside like, yo, this is crazy. like-
Sometimes when it comes to the flag, it's hard to make that decision too. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Because let's say you
We
have
had that in Maryland.
You have like 50 people in that pot, and then you don't want to get jumped, or you don't want
Yeah,
to say
there's a fear factor.
it's a
Bro's in the
fear
middle
when
of
it comes to
everybody,
that.
too.
Like,
Yeah.
everybody is looking at you to make that last decision now.
Yeah.
So now you taking that responsibility of, damn, after I make this decision, I might have to fight all these fucking niggas. Damn, bro. So you put that in the back of your head. Flagging ain't fun. It's
Yeah,
a big
true.
responsibility. So
That is true.
Why you think Ringo wear his GSF hoodie all the time when he flag? That's a security. That's like a bulletproof vest on that
Yeah,
nigga.
Oh, that's smart.
Nah, that's my
smart.
brother.
That's
he good.
my
he
brother,
good.
bro.
He good. He good.
That kid.
Did we try to get him on here
Yeah, with fake.
earlier? Yeah, he was one of the
Yeah.
first.
Oh,
He's like
yeah.
actually the second person that
Yeah.
we had.
Nah,
reached
I give
out
it to him, bro. He's been holding it down. He's been flagging all these races. He's been
His
showing us
personality
a lot
is. I feel
lot
like
of
it'd be fun to have on.
Yeah.
Nah, he's a cool dude. He's
Yeah,
a cool dude
definitely.
for sure. But
Definitely.
there is a fear aspect involved in that.
Yeah.
So that's why I asked the question with the money, because that's something that this new era has to take in consideration when it comes to racing.
It's a fact.
Some of these things that you're doing, there are parts of it that are a little bit dark.
Right.
Um,
Right. I mean, I don't. Like I said, I never want to out anybody, and that's why I asked you guys before you guys started. Like, is there anything you don't want to talk about, just to be respectful? And that's every guest. Doesn't matter who it is, whether you're filming or whatever it is. I ask anybody just to be respectful, because we don't. Even if we lead into that conversation, I need to know if that's something that you really want to talk about, or if I bring it up, or you bring it up, whatever.
And
Like,
when it comes to this, bro, let's put everything out
Put
there.
everything out there.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what happened. He put a little bit of nair on his head, and that's why he's bald. That's what it was. And I know he didn't want to talk about it today. That's
Yeah.
I didn't even know you was going here with that.
Damn, bro. Fuck.
everything on the table, bro. Everything on the table.
Nah, I appreciate it, bro. I appreciate it. But nah, it wasn't that. You know, little machine. Nah, but
Every question that I had, you answered. But
Yeah.
towards the end, I didn't know you guys were gonna say that. So
Yeah.
definitely appreciate.
Yeah,
what
you know what, bro, is it gives it both sides. You know, again, people see you guys on the podcast and they get that vision of who you are.
Yeah.
Yeah, as a different person than who you are at home or in the street. People see us in the street or with videos and get an idea of who we are,
Mm-hmm.
and then there's a different side of us as well.
Right.
So it gives people the time to see who we are outside of that as well.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, we'll do the same thing with you guys. Like, we'll pull up to your podcast, you know.
Oh
talk
yeah,
about
definitely,
other
bro.
things.
Nah, definitely we'll do that. We
Yeah, we would love to do that.
when we could do it anytime now. My shit ready to go.
Yeah.
Ours is a little unorthodox. I usually got a cowboy hat on, bulletproof
Yeah.
vest, Henny.
Yeah.
Shit, I'll
crazy.
pull up with my shorts and
If
everything.
you got
Nah,
something
you-
fun,
you-
Got shorts at home.
Love play, love play.
Did you
love
see his
play.
shorts?
Yo, listen, he got
Bro, it's the fucking couch,
Bring 'em.
bro.
He
It's
got
the
the
fucking
poo-poo
He
Bring
couch.
said bring him.
bring them.
Bruh.
Yeah.
Because you know we like to try to make you feel extremely comfortable, as you guys have as well.
Yeah.
But we wanted you to feel super comfortable. Say whatever it is on your mind. You did something with some woman the other day.
Yeah, you know
talk
what- you know
about
what it
we
is?
Not, we not even the same kind of podcast.
No,
bro.
that's why we're not affected.
we more for like we go on the live, and yeah, that's our podcast right there because we talking
Yeah.
our shit. We
Yeah,
get
whatever
involved with
it's-
even
it's-
people that's on the comments. We get involved with them.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
our type of you know.
One of
what I
my
mean?
biggest things that I guess I explained to him was that the way you guys have it set up is a bit more professional. You know,
A
and
little?
a bit more professional,
Thank you.
right? And in the sense of we run it live, and what it is what it is. You know,
Yeah.
and it gives us to feel like there's no holds barred. Whatever we say, and there's a lot of
Right.
shit we can or can't take back.
You can't take out either.
Yeah, you
it's
can't.
No edits, yeah.
So there's a fun aspect to it, but there's a very unorganized aspect to it. You know,
Mhm.
guys
Always,
coming
yeah.
in out of camera, doing their thing, me mumbling in a corner because I'm drunk or something. So it's fun to see someone take it in a different direction,
Yeah.
and see how professional it is and how it can be.
It's the early stages.
Honestly, it wouldn't work for us, not in the state that we are. You know, I don't think me and him could sit like this with other people for that long.
No,
So professional.
nah, like I'll do it. I have no problem doing it.
Now
It's
these
just-
couches are
but-
not going to stay though.
But
Nah, yeah.
the camera
We
setup, the
definitely
whole
can change it up.
sweating, the way he was sweating, just said, nah, I'm not doing all that. I'm sorry.
You saw how I was sweating. Yo, and this guy didn't even help me out, man. This guy
Yeah.
disappeared for a little bit. Like, yo, bro,
That
what's
sound
going
like
on?
me. They be doing all the work. I just be like, oh, hey, you need some help, bro? I got
Sometimes
you.
it's better to do it yourself, though.
Yeah.
You know, it's just how it is. But
Like, do you plan on racing your car or?
so my goal for me that I've already announced is to, it's a kind of a crazy goal, but like I want to hit nines in my car. Whether it's 999, that's the goal for me. I want to hit nines on my car at the track. In terms of racing, probably not right now at least, because my car is more for this car is a marketing tool for me. It's a business vehicle, and that's what I got it for, and that's how I grew my brand.
Right.
So I don't even know if with this car specifically I'll be racing with it, but
One
who
day.
knows? One day maybe. And I feel like there's too many people that kind of are watching now. So like I don't want to be a target if I do step out, because then it's like, yo, this is the first time racing. Like
Let me get it.
I gotta have an eye out a lot more than, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
a regular
yeah.
dude coming
That's
in.
like when we come back. Well, when I come back, it's gonna be a problem, bro. Because I know they're gonna try to GW me off the back.
Damn.
So
There's always something that you got to look out for. You guys have been through it experience-wise. For me, it's like, I'm sure I have people looking out, but I just don't even want to deal with that, honestly. I'm
When do
happy
you-
where I'm at right now. with
When
my
do you
car.
think you will be out?
huh?
When do you think your car is gonna be
Shit,
out?
whenever my mechanic tell me my car is finished.
Well, if y'all waiting for something to race from us, Ginger's car will be out very soon. Vic's Fox body's ready. My car is always ready. So for that red Corvette, it's always next lane.
Oh,
You know the fucking vibes.
Sheesh.
Talking about King of New York, stick shift drivers. It's a dub.
oh, you're
buddy.
talking about McKinsey?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking my son. My son.
Yeah.
Nah, ain't no disrespect. I'm not gonna wild out, but that would be a good stick shift race. You know, it's just certain things transpired of information between cars on
Yeah.
the background that I don't like. So it make me not want to do it. Cause especially when, like you said, if you come out and you become a target, people are looking for something to gain off beating you or
Yeah.
try to make a show. I'm not for the show.
And I don't even really care. If I lose, I lose, or I learn.
Yeah,
but at the same time, it's like,
I'm not for the clout show. I'm not for any of that shit. That makes us be the different side, you know.
Right,
And so
yeah.
for that, I don't want to do it. But
Clout is good and Clout is bad when it comes to
Yeah.
street racing.
Yeah.
we have cars that are ready. We
agree.
can run any day. As far as like if somebody really wanted to and was fair, we could. It's just a lot of the racing right now is not fair.
yeah, it's a lot of weird shit going on. But I feel like, you know, hopefully the heavy hitters come out soon.
Yeah.
Basically, what they
about you?
saying, anybody got next lane.
Oh yeah, nah. Stick shift. Any stick shift got next lane. That's a fact.
Oh,
Nah,
shit.
Any stick shift car.
I'm fucking that car up.
He 2 losses down, so he need to stop.
Yeah. It's alright though.
What you plan doing with your car?
Underdog.
My car, I'm doing a little bit both, like racing, doing more like car shows, but I don't know. I really don't have time to like put into anything into my car because I be traveling most of the time. But
or doing a podcast.
yeah, doing a podcast.
Yeah.
It's just a lot of work, bro.
Yeah.
Nah, it is. Yo, and I give it to you, man. Once again.
Yeah. I'm not. Well, this is the other thing too. I'm not. I don't want to call myself a car guy or whatever, but I just want to like live my life throughout. You know,
Bro, as long as you have a car in your mind.
Yeah, I have a car.
You need.
No, you know what it is.
So in the comments, get to him. That's what it is.
People. Yeah,
It's really messing with
Don't,
him.
bro, don't. Let's make this clear, because people gonna say you're not a car guy, you don't race. I don't fucking race my car.
Yeah.
Right. But when you love what you do, that's what all that matters. You're into cars. You're a car guy regardless. You don't need to be a street racer.
Yeah.
Too many people are trying to be a street racer and don't love cars or not a car person. They lose that aspect of the whole scene and the community. Right. So if you gain your relationship with your car and how much you love the scene and seeing other cars at shows, that's all that should matter to you. Don't worry about being a street racer. It don't go nowhere good.
Nah, respect, bro. Like, I'm just chilling, bro. Like, that's it.
How I am. I'm just chilling.
I'm not chilling. I want my car back.
I faked it. I got the Hoosiers on my car for show. I ain't doing shit, man.
Yeah.
Except for when he come back. I'm going to give him his first L. I told him on our first race he can't prep, and he's upset about it.
Fucking that green Moco up.
Because if that's how he lost the first time, it's how he going to lose this time. No prep. But you got to tie this time.
Facts.
See if it comes out.
It's all right. Don't worry about it. We figure that out when we get there.
We'll let you guys know so you can watch him lose.
Hell yeah.
Y'all should come by when we do.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I definitely want to. I mean, I try to get out every now and then, but the problem is I'm so busy editing. Like, I can't even go out. This thing, he be going out, but I'm like, yo, I gotta edit because I have to get the videos out. So
yep, bro, we know it. He does all this shit dolo, and we wait
tough,
on
man.
videos, and it's hard. It's hard just watching him.
Plus, I have a main gig, so I have to manage that, and this is taking up all my time. I have a girl, so like
that's a lot of time right
there.
there.
She helps me too. Yeah, she helps me too, but I feel bad because I don't want to have her spending her time doing this shit. Like, it's crazy. She dropped off camera earlier, like, but no, I love her, but it's a lot of work right now, and hopefully we can get it to the point
it's gonna grow us all for the good.
Hopefully, yeah.
Just gotta, like we said before in the beginning, bro, stay consistent. Everything's consistency.
This is what I like though.
What?
It's like we slash in the middle. They podcast and our podcast. We asking them.
Yeah, see, we asked you guys some questions too. Give me some of the feel, you know.
Yeah,
hell yeah,
what it's like.
It's not difficult, you guys. It's not really difficult. It's just time.
It's time.
That's the battle.
But you also have to be. You have to be articulate a little bit yourself and understand what's going on. Like, why you brought him in is to bring in these people, so you have to understand that everything else that's going in and talk to some, because some average Joe might want to start a podcast tomorrow and don't know anyone or don't know how to talk on camera.
And then what happened?
And then it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good.
Yeah,
I mean,
somebody reached
some
out
of our
and
first
asked about
clips are kind of like that, but we were just having fun, drunk on the camera. So,
but it's better that way.
Man, I would
when you
love to be in
don't
that
focus
podcast.
you got. We're gonna invite
I
you.
want to drink, fucking, loosen
whenever
up.
you
You guys
guys-
do that at a shop too?
There's body shops of people in our mix of people.
Same
but
thing, but we don't always have to do it.
Yeah,
here.
it's not a GSF shop. There's not a GSF detailer. Everyone kind of does
Yeah.
their own thing, but we all, capitalize of these things. But the podcast, I think more recently now, we've been doing them at my house. You're more than welcome, both of you guys.
Appreciate it.
Drink.
with it.
When it gets late or before we jump in the pool, however y'all want to do it, we wild out. You get crazy, but
That's crazy.
it's like a pool party / car meet / podcast. So
Hell yeah.
try to make it fun, and just to
That's a vibe.
make it fun for you to know that it's not always business. There's a fun side to it,
Nah, that's how I'm looking
And
at it.
hanging
now.
out with
It's
some
hard.
dudes, you might build a great relationship off of,
Yeah, 100%.
And your girlfriend's more than welcome. We have our wives, our girlfriends there as well. It's always a safe environment for everyone. Kids, he's got his kids there. It's never like, I don't come, these guys are gonna be doing X, Y, and Z. Nah, everything's safe and family oriented.
You heard that?
Everything's safe.
Well,
what?
I'm
when
engaged.
you come on the podcast, I'm gonna give you one of my bulletproof vests to wear. You'll be good.
He said I'm engaged.
Nah.
you good.
Nah, yeah, I would love to pull up to your podcast.
Yeah.
I'll bring a Henny.
Bring the
I don't
Henny.
even drink that, bro.
Bring Henny and a gun.
Well, whatever.
Water gun. We playing the pool,
What a gun.
Man, bro.
happy that you guys came out. I really appreciate your guys' time. Thank you for the shirts as well.
Thank
Don't
you,
we have
sir.
shirts for them too?
Yes. We have let me go.
My girl usually brings them out, but she got work in the morning.
Nah, it's all good.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
Got 3 of them, right?
Yes, sir. That's what's up, bro. I
Check
appreciate
that out.
it.
Yes,
Nice.
sir.
This definitely don't fit me, but nah, it's my shirt
We have
right there.
extra
Which one? This
yeah,
one?
whatever
Oh.
your size.
Nah, I appreciate
Yeah.
that.
I said we cut the nipples out on that one. For you.
On the nipples on
Yeah, on the nipples out.
Nah,
Right on the 8 and the C, bro. That's perfect. Look at that.
that's good. That's good.
I want to
That's
see Heck like that. Make sure this video get over 20,000 views, likes, all that.
good. Yeah, facts.
Not just the clip, the full video. I gotta go
Yeah.
on YouTube, watch the whole thing.
And one last thing about your
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
so just in case y'all interested, y'all want to get some pour and go. This is our pour and go called Mocos. It's $20. It's the simplest, easiest way to get the same effect of a prep, not to the same extent, but if you pour this, gotta be front wheel drive, rear wheel drive car, do a solid burnout on a decent tire. This would be your go-to. If you want to hire us to prep for you, we prefer that you test with us before racing, but if you want to do it, hit up the page. We get it done, man.
Facts.
And merch, we got merch as well. You want to buy some shirts, hats, sweaters, whatever, hit us up, see what we have in stock before, we get the new stuff in.
Before we leave, also, everybody from the scene, check them out, give them an opportunity, and come out here
Appreciate it.
and let
Show them some love.
do what they gotta do. You feel me?
appreciate it, man.
Yeah,
Show
I
them
appreciate
some
it.
love.
Y'all having us here, so y'all niggas have a good night. It's time to get the fuck out.
All right, guys. Make sure you guys like, share, comment, and subscribe if you guys are currently watching. Make sure you guys are listening on all streaming platforms: Apple, Spotify, Pandora, Amazon Music, whatever it is, everywhere. Let's get our rank from, I think it's like 26 now,
Damn.
up to, hopefully, we'll see. It depends on how much content we put out. But we
Well,
definitely need to
Like
get up
them
in the
videos,
automotive.
man.
Yeah, like
them
them up.
videos.
This is the best casting couch I've been to yet.
This nigga is
Yeah,
lying.
y'all heard
I didn't
it.
know it was going to be this many guys.
Wait a minute.
Nah,
Yo, but there you guys heard it from the legends themselves. So until next time, guys, we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.
peace.